By Goodyear, celebrating the endless pursuit of forward momentum. Goodyear, more driven. Crystal clear evening here in San Diego. Perfect Tuesday night for the grand old game. 90 degrees, much warmer today than it was yesterday. Expecting it to cool off a little bit tomorrow. Most important thing, though, you see the shadows have already gone on by in this setting in the early evening in San Diego. It was a tough sun field yesterday. These hitters are happy to see that. Today's batting order presented by Geico. First for the Tampa Bay Rays, the visiting team for Game 3. Austin Meadows will lead off. Randy Arozarena moved up to second with Brandon Lau in the 3-hole. In the middle, it's Yandy Diaz, Joey Wendell, and Manuel Margot hit the big 3-run homer yesterday. Bottom three, Kevin Kiermaier, Willy Adames, and Michael Perez gets the start for Zunino, his second start here in the San Diego portion. Jose Urquidy is on the mound, Ron Darling, and this is a guy with some pedigree. He's only 25 years of age, but he's pitched in some big moments, and he's got a big start here tonight for Houston.
Big moments and lots of experience. 18 2/3 innings he's been on that mound. He really has to take the blueprint from McCullers yesterday. He has to have that changeup working early and often.
And Jeff, the Astros make a change with their catcher as well. Dustin Garneau will be the battery mate for Urquidy.
Yeah, getting the start. Dusty likes this combo here. Give Maldonado a little time off, so you'll see him getting his start tonight. Going around Bregman, Correa. Keep an eye out. Tuve, couple errors yesterday. Gurriel at first base, and then the outfield. Brantley in left, Springer in center, and Tucker gets a starting right.
Astros normally an excellent defensive group. They were spotty yesterday. Those two errors by Altuve opened the door for the Rays. Jeff Nelson is the crew chief. He'll get the call behind the plate. That's Ted Barrett at first. Tim Timmons is the second base umpire in his 4th championship series. Over at third base, Lance Barksdale, and the two outfield umpires, you got Manny Gonzalez and John Tumpane. And all the pieces in place here, ready for Game 3, gents.
We said it in last night's game, but John Tumpane with an outstanding effort behind the plate last night. Jeff Nelson, one of the best at calling balls and strikes.
You know, the umpires, they grade those games. They said John Tumpane had a perfect game yesterday.
About as close as you could.
So here we go. First pitch of the ball game, swung on, fouled away. Meadows trying to ambush that first one from Urquidy, and away we go for Game number 3 of this American League Championship Series on a warm Tuesday night in Southern California. Meadows on the second one as well. A pop-up, had a shift on, but no problem for Bregman, and that is how the night begins in San Diego.
Brian, the night also begins without any sun, without any shadows from the light stanchions, maybe a little bit in short center field, but the hitters are fine today.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting listening to Dusty talking to us today. He said, I couldn't even see the ball off the bat in the dugout. He was asking guys where it was going.
I mean, no offense, but Dusty's 71. But
still,
you get the point.
I mean, you got your glasses on right now.
I couldn't see either.
I'll remember that when you turn 71.
Here's Randy Arozarena. We would be remiss if we didn't get a Marine Layer report from you, Ron. What's the story? Because every player wants to know what the setting's going to be like.
Perfect sun, Brian. Not till tomorrow. Drops 10 degrees tomorrow.
It does change things for the hitters, right, Frenchie, when the Marine Layer's in.
Absolutely. And 90 degrees. Ball could be jumping a little bit more than we've seen.
These are two strike-throwing pitchers. Feels a little bit like a night for the offense as we get started. But, hey, you never know. Arozarena in the air, right center field. On the run is Springer, and he'll make the call and the catch as Tucker peeled off. Arozarena just missed it on the bat. 2 up and 2 down.
You know, we've talked a lot about Urquidy in his last start. He gave up 4 solos, but towards the end of the year, he had 6 straight starts where he went 6 innings, gave up 2 earned runs or fewer. He was locked in at the end of the year.
Yeah, tough one here. Tucker kept going over, and I think Springer finally was able to call him off. Tucker, good job giving way, but that ball kind of drifted on Springer.
He knows who's boss out there in center field, kind of like you with Andrew Jones, right?
Yep. Get out of the way.
All right, here's Brandon Lau, moved down into the 3 spot, and he jumps on the first pitch into left center field. Springer going gap to gap. That's a 6-pitch first inning. for the strike throwing machine, Jose Urquidy. Now it's Ryan Yarborough's turn. Astros, today's batting order presented by Geico. The homestanding Astros with Springer, Altuve, and Brantley. Bregman, Correa, Kyle Tucker in the middle. Yuli Gurriel, Aledmys Diaz will be the designated hitter tonight with the left-handed starter on the mound, and Dustin Garneau rounds it out for Houston. On the mound, he is not the bulk pitcher today, Ron. There is no opener. It's Ryan Yarborough from the jump.
Yes, he gets his start. You were mentioning it in the open, Brian. He's the king of soft contact, and he does it usually with that cutting fastball into righties and change up away.
Yarborough faces George Springer to start it. The Rays go in order quickly on a 6-pitch inning from Urquidy. And Yarborough, who is a strike thrower as well, must have good command to be successful here tonight. Doesn't have the overpowering stuff. Springer back in that leadoff spot. 27th consecutive postseason game as the leadoff man for the Houston Astros. Been a familiar right-in for whoever's managing the Astros. A.J. Hinch to Dusty Baker. The Rays have had 4 different leadoff hitters in this postseason. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now it goes to 1-2 on Springer.
It's just got to be sneaky, that cutter, because it's not at a high velocity, and it seems to start right in the middle of the plate and bores in. It just doesn't stop breaking.
Sometimes with guys like these, you can almost wait too long before you go get the ball, and it can make it difficult. I think another thing to keep an eye on tonight, he's got to find a way to get some edges. See if he tries to work Jeff Nelson a little bit behind the plate.
Jeff Nelson, the crew chief back there. Veteran umpire, one of the better umpires in the game. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Crowd you in, soft away. We're going to see that against every right-hand hitter for the Astros as long as Yarborough's in the game.
Yarborough has plenty of buildup in his arm. Kevin Cash telling us could easily get 100 pitches out of him. They rarely do, but he's available to do that, and he starts it with a strikeout. Yarborough K's George Springer to start his ALCS start in game 3. And we talked about how he misses the barrel of the bat. Measure that with exit velocity by the opponent. Take a look inside the numbers presented by DraftKings, and that tells a very interesting story for a guy who does not have overpowering stuff, but there's just enough wrinkle that he misses the sweet spot in the bat consistently, and he's done it for the last 3 years. Was the best in the majors this year, missing those barrels. Jose Altuve now.
Well, this is the type of guy from these hitters for the Astros. As much as they love power, you almost have to take the approach of, we're going to try to hit singles up the middle to right field. And if anything happens, if you get out in front of a cutter, great. But if you try to get big on a guy like this, he's going to eat you alive all night.
See, the shift is on for Altuve. 3 infielders on the left side. Both of these teams will shift quite often. There's a strike on the inside corner. Notice where these strikes are. That'll be a good test early, right, Ron?
Yeah.
Where the location of the strikes are for Yarborough, especially the called strikes early in counts. That was right on the edge.
Multiple signs with no one on base.
Just in case anyone's watching, Altuve turns one around deep left field, and it's gone. Jose Altuve with a home run. His 2nd home run of this championship series. Twice he has gone deep in the 1st inning. And the Astros strike first. Altuve's got 4 home runs in the postseason now. 1-0 Houston.
Gets a pitch up in the zone here. Gotta keep it down if you're Yarborough here. Elevates it. Altuve absolutely hammers this ball to left field.
Best high ball hitter in the game is Jose Altuve. This ball is above the letters. I just got enough of it to dump it in the 2nd row.
His 2nd first inning home run of this series. He had one in game 1. He continues to climb the postseason home run list for Altuve. That gets him a little bit closer to Albert Pujols among active players. That's number 17 for Altuve. Albert Pujols leads that category with 19. Michael Bradley takes strike one from Yarbrough.
You know what's great too, guys? You saw Dusty Baker after Altuve make those 2 errors yesterday. Give him a hug.
Yeah.
Coming in, kind of the father figure type. Talk to him today knowing I need this guy in my lineup. I need him to wash that away yesterday. What better way than a leadoff home run?
No question. Can always do damage with the bat. He's an excellent fielder, former Gold Glove Award winner, so it was a surprise with 2 throwing errors. Bradley, little rollover. Second baseman Brandon Lau will make the play for out number 2. Take a look at this swing once again from Jose Altuve.
Well, it's almost like Altuve and Correa are in a postseason career race. Now, that's his 17th postseason career home run. Correa hit his 16th in yesterday's ball game.
Springer on that list as well. These players have so much postseason experience. Bregman, another one. Correa, they're big 5, big games, big moments, World Series champions. I think the biggest question they've had over the last 24 hours or so is how are they down 0-2 in this series? They feel like they're playing well, and as you talked about in the pregame show, Frenchie, there's not much the Astros feel like they need to do to change things up.
No, and no one felt more robbed than this guy at the plate yesterday, Alex Bregman. 0 for 5, all 5 balls he hit over 98 exit velocity. You've got to be thinking, what do I have to do?
Yeah, we used to say just with our eyes, man, he's going to get some bad luck, had some hard hit outs. Now we can measure all of that, and he really did. He stung the ball all 5 times up at the plate and made the last out on a deep fly ball out, line drive out to right center field.
8 straight balls, and he swung at the first pitch and hit a line drive to right center.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2-men are out. And in the air, center field. Kiermaier drifting back, ball's carrying, and Kiermaier makes the play. Oh, what a catch! Kevin Kiermaier pulls one back. 3 Gold Gloves in his career, a Platinum Glove as well, and Kevin Kiermaier steals a home run, and Bregman's bad luck continues. 1-0 Astros.
Looking back at last inning, the great catch by Kevin Kiermaier in center field. Look at that. I think what's hard too is you don't know where that cutout in the wall is, and he did a great job of getting back, realizing with his right hand where the wall was, and making a great catch to save a run.
You know, on second look, maybe it's off the top of the wall. It doesn't look like it had quite enough carry to go out, but a terrific catch to end the inning. And the bigger story is the fact that Alex Bregman cannot buy a hit despite how well he is centering up on the baseball. Jose Urquidy right back to work. 2 quick pitches in there and a fly ball out. Yandy Diaz. Boy, the Rays are up there hacking, and already 4 outs recorded.
You know, the way he went back in a diagonal line towards that wall, it ended up that warning track played longer than it usually does, and he maybe felt as though he was closer to the wall than he was.
That guy's banged into a lot of walls in his career too, so I guarantee you he's being a little cautious when he gets back there.
Played on turf too.
One of the great ones, Kevin Kiermaier, 3-time Gold Glove Award winner. Here's Joey Wendell now. Joey Wendell having a good postseason with the bat. He's hitting .273, but his glove is what made news yesterday, and he got Dusty Baker's attention. He said Joey Wendell looks like Brooks Robinson over there. He made all the plays yesterday, and it wasn't just a tough sun field for the hitters either. Because of the glare, the brightness, the contrast with the shadows, the fielders had a tough time, but Wendell made all the plays yesterday.
Whenever you're talking about a postseason game and defense at third, Brooks Robinson's name will always come up. That'll be to the year 2080. So
Wendell spoils that one foul. That one in there 97 miles an hour from Urquidy. Just pouring in the strikes right now is Urquidy. 11 pitches thus far, 8 of them for strikes.
Regular season 69% strike thrower. Postseason it's ratcheted up to 73%.
One of the highest percentages in baseball this year. Pounds the zone. 0-2 pitch, and that is fair, just inside the bag. It hits the sidewall down there, and that's going to hold Wendell to a single. That was well played out in left field by Bradley. Joey Wendell, he had been 0 for his last 9. He's got a base hit single here in the 2nd inning.
A great piece of hit. Gets the ball out, smokes it right down the line, lets it get deep. And really a good break here for the Astros by the ball going off this part. If that rattles down there, depending where Brantley's coming over, you could have been looking at a double or triple, but with 2 strikes, what a great approach.
Frenchie had the same hit against the Yankees on the same pitch with 2 strikes.
Wendell is aboard, puts Urquidy in the stretch. Here is Manuel Margot. Well, he had a moment yesterday, 2 of them. First inning home run after the Altuve error, hit a 3-run blast. Proved to be the difference in the game, and then made one of the great catches of this postseason, putting his body on the line and crashing over that wall down the right field line. There goes Wendell, and a smash off the glove of Bregman. Wendell is going to turn and head to third, and it'll be 1st and 3rd for the Rays. That'll be a base hit for Manuel Margot, and the Rays have him at the corners now with 1 out.
Well, yesterday you saw the Tampa Bay Rays pick everything at third base, and this ball hit right on the nose in between Hop. Bregman tries to play it off to the side. It gets by him, and Wendell takes advantage and the extra base.
And I think one thing to pay attention, Wendell took off right there. Dusty Baker told us today with Garneau behind the plate, not Maldonado, they knew they might have to deal with the running game a little bit more. You saw it early today.
So runners at the corners. 1 man out. Here is Kiermaier. Kiermaier always ready to swing at that first pitch.
Margot can run too.
Now Urquidy is very quick to the plate. He's their best, and it's one of the reasons Dusty Baker wanted to pair Garneau with Urquidy, trying to limit the running game as much as he could. Most likely at some point in this game, when Urquidy is out, you'll see Martin Maldonado back there, especially if the Astros have a lead. Right on the corner for strike 1 to Kiermaier.
Left-handed hitters in the regular season against Urquidy only batted .136, but in the post they've raised that 130 points to 267. 4 for 15 coming into this game.
Now the Rays have almost done everything right this postseason, guys. One thing they've struggled with, 8 for 44, batting .182 with runners in scoring position. Talk about a lot of their runs on the home runs. These are the type times to me where the Rays have to take advantage of and at least get 1 in.
1 ball, 1 strike. Astros have a shift on. Urquidy trying to keep Margot close. Tampa Bay really kicked their running game into gear last week of August, carried it through September. No team stole more bases in baseball in the last 6 weeks of the season. Margot's got a good sized lead, and once again a check on the speedy base runner.
Frenchie, to go back to those numbers you were saying with runners in scoring position, other Rays without a Rosarena are batting 44 for 250 in the postseason, a 176 average.
Well, Rosarena's done the big damage. Big spot here early. Astros get a home run from Altuve. Kiermaier takes a ball, and it's 2-1.
Remember, we've seen in this postseason with Kevin Kiermaier, doesn't like the changeup as much, but a good breaking ball hitter. Hit one for a 3-run home run off Masahiro Tanaka.
Well, he's the only Tampa Bay Ray with a hit off Urquidy. Just 1 at bat, has a hit coming into play here today. 2-1 pitch, half swing, that's in there for a strike. 2-2 now.
And there's that changeup that he struck out twice versus McCullers on that changeup yesterday.
It's not even a particularly good changeup. It's up in the strike zone. He got it away enough, though.
It's actually a good pitch for him to go on and hit a sac fly.
See what he has in mind here. 2-2 the count. Urquidy allowed 4 home runs in the division series against the Athletics. He's given up 7 hits in the postseason coming in to play tonight. 5 of those 7 hits prior to tonight's game were on 2 strike pitches. He's got Kiermaier in a 2-2 count. Ooh, just missed. And the count goes full now. And we'll see if it's traveling time here for Margot in a 3-2 count.
Up and out off the plate. Good call by Jeff Nelson. And the runners in scoring position so far in the post for Urquidy, they're 0 for 3.
Wendell had a base hit. Margot followed him with a single. Both hits to left field. Rays, the road team, their second at bat of the game. And threatening quickly here as Kiermaier swings and misses. Pulled the string on him again. And a strikeout for Urquidy. That's his first K of the night.
Well, that's where Urquidy and Garneau just stayed with a scouting report. They did not make a change, and Kiermaier didn't either.
Yeah, good job by Urquidy. Sometimes you try to trick a guy, say he's thinking changeup, I'm going to blow the fastballs. You said stuck to the scouting report early, and it paid off.
Let's send it down to Lauren Shahade. She's got more on the Astros starter.
I was just thinking back to Game 4 of last year's World Series, where 4 Cy Young contenders were spread between the 2 teams. Urquidy, the rookie at the time, gave him 5 shutout innings. He was poised. He was creative in his pitch sequences. It was Scherzer and Strasburg and Verlander and Cole. They were all incredible, but Urquidy held his own.
Thanks, Lauren. I remember that distinctly last year. After all those big names that were starting in that series, everyone like, who's Urquidy? How's he going to get anybody out? And he pitched as well as anyone in that series.
At age 24 last year, pitching in a World Series. From Mazatlan, Mexico. Facing Willie Adames here. 8th place hitter in this Rays lineup. This is where the damage has been done for the Tampa Bay Rays. Their number 8, number 9 hitter. It's been different personnel in those roles, but they have really delivered 13 RBIs in this postseason from those 2 spots at the bottom of the Tampa Bay order.
And maybe that's why he dropped Adames down there. He's been struggling this postseason. Thought, why not throw him in one of those spots?
Put him in the hot zone,
yeah.
You're saying. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at the corners for the Rays.
Well, Urquidy's doing a great job of keeping Margot close. Good, strong, quick move. Slide step to the plate.
Ronnie, this is a situation where the Rays, they led, their hitters led baseball in strikeouts. And for Kiermaier to strike out with a chance to drive in a run, those are the kind of moments and the kind of rally stoppers. Puts a lot of pressure on your hitters with 2 outs.
Hey, listen, they're up 2-0 in this series. They've struck out 13 times in each game. Hard to believe.
And you could say, I mean, you look at the Astros pitching, they don't want to be down 2-0, don't get me wrong, but their pitching has been excellent the first 2 days. Their starters, and they've hardly used their bullpen. They've only had to cover 3 innings thus far.
Yeah, Dusty told us today we might be down 2-0, but I feel in good shape. I know that's weird to say, but he does have a full bullpen.
That is not the case for the Rays tonight.
Hey, listen, with all the analytics, with everything, it says that the Houston Astros are playing well in this series. But the last time I looked, final score still matters, and they need to win a game.
Now the biggest stat of them all, runs on the board. Tampa Bay won the opener 2-1, and then won yesterday 4-2. Here's a 3-1, a swing and a miss.
And that's why Dusty Baker's quote I thought was the best quote of the postseason we heard. I don't need exit speed, I need exit hits. Only Dusty can say that. It's so true, though. Give me a blooper and a ribby.
I noticed he changed his face mask here tonight, going for the rally mask here in Game 3. The other one didn't have any hits in it. Still rocking the sweatbands, though.
Yeah, but he changed colors on him.
3-2 the count. Runner at first goes, and that's ball 4 on the 20th pitch of the inning. The inning continues for Urquidy. So they are loaded up. Wendell, Margot, and Adames on the bags now. Michael Zunino got the day off. He hit a big homer yesterday. He's been a big bat at the bottom of that order. Michael Perez will catch this game, and he's had an impact as well in this postseason. The meeting at the mound. Lone start in the division series. Perez was trying to bunt twice unsuccessfully, swung away 0-2 and launched one out of here against Chad Green.
There's been 14 home runs by catchers in the postseason. That's the most since 11 in 2005.
And not only that, he went opposite field. You know, and he's 2 for 2 with runners in scoring position.
I'd have to say it was as shocking the second time I saw it as it was the first.
And he'll step up with the bases loaded. Here's the shift for the Astros. Notable because that is Correa out in the grass, not Altuve, where Altuve committed the 2 errors yesterday. They made that switch late in the game yesterday, and Dusty Baker told us those two worked it out themselves. It had to be from Altuve. He's the captain out there. He probably told Correa, "You're the one in the grass this time around."
The talk was he didn't really like the angle of that throw from deep where Correa is playing now. Prefer that throw from second base.
Little half swing, and he goes, and no balls, 2 strikes on Perez.
Well, the hardest thing to do, Frenchie, right? Sit on the bench for a couple days and then have to go out there and get a knock. Just a little over anxious.
And of course, you come up with the bases juiced in the second.
Yeah. He's good 0-2 though, where he has been in the post so far.
Yeah, we've seen that. 0-2 the count. They're loaded up. Here it comes, and he popped him foul and out of play. Zunino had some injuries this year. Perez actually caught a lot. He played in a career high 38 games this season. Always known as a plus defender. He had been with the Arizona Diamondbacks and traded in the 2018 season. This is his 3rd year with the Rays. A catch first player, excellent defender, good backup, but he ends up playing more than he thought he would this year and has delivered with some big moments offensively. He drove in 3 runs in that division series game 3 against the Yankees. Gets a game 3 start here tonight against Houston. Still 0-2. Bases loaded, and a swing and a miss. Urquidy gets out of it. A strikeout, 2 ended. A big one right there. The Rays strand the bases full. They get a couple of hits and a walk, but nothing to show for it. Urquidy's got the good changeup going early. Astros coming to bat. They lead 1-0. Get a little burn in, social distance style. Hey, clap or cheer for your favorite team during the postseason from home. MLB's Cheer at the Ballpark lets your team hear your excitement. MLB.com/cheer to join in. This great area around Petco Park in San Diego. Hotels, apartments, all these high rises, the condominiums. It's a beautiful setting. No one allowed in as of yet, but there are fans on the balconies all around us.
Let's go Padres, of course.
Padres had a great year here. Padre fever. San Diego making it to the postseason. They hosted the wild card series here as Correa takes strike 1. Padres beat the Cardinals in a thrilling 3-game wild card series and ultimately losing to the Dodgers. Yarbrough's 2nd inning. Half of his pitches in the 1st inning were the cut fastball. 14 pitches total, 7 of them cutters. And Jose Altuve hit one of those out. 1st inning home run for the Astros second baseman. 2 balls and a strike on Carlos Correa. Popped him up. Routine for Manuel Margot. And there is out number 1. Some Rays fans. This is a military community. You see fans from all over the world here. Whoever arrives here in San Diego. You played here, Jeff. This is one of the gyms in all of baseball.
Well, it's a beautiful park, and then you put in the weather, what it is all the time here. And I agree, BA, for the Padres fans out here, the next 4 or 5 years for them is going to be exciting with that team. Great place for them to host this, though, for the bubble this year.
Had the All-Star game here back in 2016. Giancarlo Stanton won the home run derby that year in this park. Here's Tucker now. Right down the middle for strike 1.
Isn't it hilarious that the All-Star games, we can remember who won the home run hitting contest, have no idea what the score was and who won?
No idea. I remember the uniforms, though, were awesome. You remember they wore the Padres?
That's right.
Those were cool. And then they finally went back to those brown unis here in San Diego. Big hit.
Come on, Ron. You know chicks dig the long ball.
That's right. I didn't know that.
I think, who was the MVP that year? Wasn't that the, because he had all this Padre gear on? Eric Hosmer?
Hosmer.
That just popped in my mind.
No, it did not.
People.
You had help.
I got people for that. The great Doug Marino. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tucker antsy at the plate. Yarborough just kind of gives him a little pause. You sense that a little bit, Ron, when you're pitching. You get a hitter up there who's got some some agitated body movement.
Well, they're antsy. You can definitely see that. He's also hitting 8 straight, has Kyle Tucker. He's red hot. So I think when you're a pitcher who doesn't have A+ stuff like Yarborough, it doesn't mean you can't get hitters out, but you use every tool, whether that means having them wait in the box, upsetting his timing in a lot of different ways.
Tucker fouls it away. Frenchie Tucker, as Ron mentioned, he's been hot. He's hitting .364 in the postseason. But 12 singles, however. He's still looking for that extra base hit. Thought he might have hit a couple out earlier in this series. They were caught by Kiermaier at the track.
He gave a ride to 2 good ones yesterday to dead center, both hit, but reason he's hitting .350, .360, he's spraying it everywhere, line to line.
All of his hits are singles in the postseason. They keep the shift on for Tucker, and that one misses inside. 3-2 now. Bottom of the 2nd inning. Game 3 of this ALCS. Altuve with a homer in the 1st. 1 away for Kyle Tucker. And Yarborough with a payoff pitch. Didn't bite. And it's ball 4. First walk of the game. Astros with a man on with Gurriel coming up. Gives us a chance to remind you that 1 in 5 kids in the U.S. may not be able to afford to play Little League. For every text of Little League to 313131, T-Mobile will donate $1 to their Little League call-up grant program, so your kids can keep playing ball. All the cardboard cutouts. There are fans allowed in the games in Arlington for the NLCS. Not the case here in California at Petco. So the cardboard cutouts keep you company. Yuli Gurriel takes a ball.
Gurriel looked like he was seeing the ball a little better yesterday. Frenchie had a base hit in his first time up, and then hit a line drive in the 6th to right field.
Yeah, I thought much better ABs than what we've seen. He also saw a lot more pitches yesterday. When you do that, you start to think, okay, and this is the perfect time if you're Dusty Baker for him to break out.
On the ground foul. Yuli Gurriel just 4 for 25 this postseason. Does have an RBI. And that's not much different than how he finished the year as well. He hit 130 last 20 games of the regular season. And there were a lot of concerns about Yuli Gurriel and his bat. They were hoping that that playoff energy would get him going once again. It just has not to this point. 36-year-old from Cuba. He's got a lot of miles as a professional baseball player. He's been a professional baseball player longer than he's not. He's got 20 years as a pro. Played 15 seasons in the Cuban National Series, starting age 17. Now in his 20th professional season. He's got over 1,500 games played as a pro. The 1-1. Outside for a ball.
So far, Yarbrough working very slowly. Now, there used to be a time when a guy was struggling that in this situation, you might put on the hit and run to have the infielders moving around. That's certainly not used in today's game. But if there ever was a manager who would resort to it, it would be Dusty Baker for the Astros.
And a hitter like Gurriel, who's excellent going the opposite field as well. We'll see what he does here. They squeeze the middle. They're looking for a ground ball double play here. 2 balls and a strike. Long pause. Yarbrough deals and he whistles one foul. Gurriel got out ahead of one. That is a common foul ball against a left-handed cutter pitcher. Hard hit foul ball.
And that's the thing. You saw him take a good swing on the 1-0 cutter. Here it's a 2-1 cutter, and the biggest thing is, look, it's a good pitch. You see him pull his hands in beautifully there, but you can't keep it fair. So for him, he's got to find a way to see that ball out over the plate. Easier said than done.
Swatting a fly off your belt buckle, right?
2-2 to Gurriel. A 1-out walk to Tucker. Astros with a man on. And a swing and a miss. Took something off. Gurriel out in front, and strikeout number 2 for Yarbrough. Second out of the inning.
That's the best changeup that Yarbrough has thrown tonight. He's missed mostly. You see that 3/4 arm action, and really pronates and turns that ball over to get that good movement away.
And it's a great pitch to throw off the pitch you threw before. Came in on him, got him to speed up, and then threw the perfect changeup away.
Great look at that. How far in front he was. Gurriel even trying to slow his bat down to make contact. Could not. 2 outs. Here is Aledmys Diaz now. Cuba well represented here in this postseason matchup between the Astros and the Rays. Diaz also from Cuba. He's had a good run here in the postseason. 3 for 10. Rosarena, Yandy Diaz, and of course Gurriel, all hailing from the baseball hotbed of Cuba. Astros have a big bat missing from Cuba, and Yordan Alvarez as well, the rookie of the year last year. It's a costly injuries, had knee problems, surgery on both knees, but a big bat that has not been with him. That surgery in August. Just played a handful of games, did Alvarez, just 2. One ball, 1 strike on Aledmys Diaz, and it misses in. 2-1.
I think that's what's so impressive with this Astros team, to make their 4th ALCS in a row. You lose Verlander, Cole, Alvarez, your rookie of the year. Then you take away what BA said yesterday with the bullpen with Davinsky and Peacock and Ozuna, and the fact that they're still able to get here, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. They got a new crop of pitchers that have been pitching very well in this postseason, coming out of their excellent minor league farm system, the Astros. Both of these organizations have excellent developmental systems, great minor leagues, tons of prospects. James Click now running the Astros as their general manager. Houston hired him from the Tampa Bay Rays. He was a former Tampa Bay Rays VP of baseball ops last year.
He was in the organization for 14 years, Brian.
Started as an intern. There's a lot of connections between these two organizations. Diaz looks at one outside. Tampa Bay's general manager Eric Neander taking over his click left. Matt Silverman still the president there. They've got a terrific farm system as well that they can call on. So yes, there are a lot of names you might not be familiar with, but I think the expectations are high with both of these front offices that these players could perform well at this level. And you're seeing a lot of reclamation projects and developmental projects with both teams. Three and one on Diaz. A swing and a miss. Took a huge rip.
Got a good pitch to hit, and this is where Yarbrough has to be careful. When he gets ahead in the count, guys are at 214. When he gets behind, 379.
Yeah.
With that, when you're up 3-1, you can really zone in on that cutter, whether it's in or away, and kind of know 84 to 86 is his speed. When he gets ahead of you, though, and even back 3-2, now this is where it's tough because he can go a couple different ways to get you out.
Well, he struck out Gurriel on the changeup. You got Dustin Garneau due next, the Astros catcher. See what Yarbrough has here. 3-2, 2 outs. Tucker at first will take off with the pitch. There he goes. And a little jam shot. That's going to fall. A base hit. On his way to third, Kyle Tucker. The Astros finally get one to fall. A little flare off the bat of Aledmys Diaz. His fourth hit of this postseason. And now the Astros with runners at the corners.
Nice job of the Astros sending the runner Kyle Tucker. Even better at bat by Diaz, fighting off that tough cutter.
And that's exactly where the exit velocity, you don't necessarily square it up against this guy like you want, but a good approach, stayed up the middle, and he got rewarded with a base hit.
And somewhere Alex Bregman is saying, man, I got to do.
Yeah.
Another hit for Diaz. On his way to the mound is Kyle Snyder, the terrific pitching coach. Speaking of organization, longtime organizational man with the Rays, and going to take a moment here with his starting pitcher Ryan Yarbrough.
You know,
hey fans, Junior Home Run Derby powered by At Bat MLB Develops allows kids 14 and under to compete to be in the National Home Run Derby Championship. Sign up today to host a free competition in your local community. JRHRD.com.
You know, Kyle Snyder and Ryan Yarbrough have really developed a close relationship. Yarbrough has said that he's helped him through some of the difficult times of, I want to be a starter, but it's better for the team if I pitch after the opener. And he's shown a lot of grace and humility in accepting whatever the Rays have asked of him. But Kyle Snyder has smoothed over those tough times.
And speaking of that catcher-pitcher relationship, Dustin Garneau gets a start today because of that relationship with the starter Urquidy. They work well together. Garneau in his first career postseason at bat. Runners at the corners with 2 outs.
Well, we've had a lot of unsung heroes, as you talked about in the open already in this series. And Frenchie, a guy who had 6 hits all season long in 38 plate appearances, maybe he steps up.
Well, and your team's 3 for 16 with runners in scoring position, 21 left on base. You want to make Dusty Baker happy for putting you in? This is a great chance.
Big spot. Astros threatening here in the second inning. They lead 1-0. Garneau, the catcher, a swing and a broken bat, foul ball.
You'll notice there that was a changeup down and away. But Michael Perez behind the plate, he will give a location of high up in the zone, and then he'll sit down and get the changeup. He doesn't want to give anything away to these Astros hitters. Some catchers, when they call a high fastball, they'll sit up there, in my estimation, way too long, letting everyone know what pitch is coming. He doesn't do that.
Plays a little possum, doesn't he, with the opposition. He is an excellent catcher. Notice how small he'll get behind the plate. Umpires get a great view when he is behind the plate for Tampa Bay. They've got 2 very good catchers, the Rays. Count is 0-2. Yarbrough trying to strand a pair here. Garneau trying to put the Astros with a little extra lead in the second inning. Did he go? He did not. Ted Barrett palms down. 1 ball, 2 strikes. close. That's one of those could have gone either way.
Yeah, and as a hitter here, if I'm him, I got to find a way to lay off that changeup. Think the changeup's coming and trust yourself that if it's 84, 85 with that cutter, you can draw the hands in and get a hit or at least foul it off.
1-2 the count. Yarbrough deals, and that one's in there. A called strike 3. So Yarbrough able to strand a pair. And we go to the 3rd inning. Astros lead 1-0. '20 American League Championship Series on TBS, presented by Geico. Jose Altuve with a 1st inning home run. Great catch by Kiermaier. Could have been more damage for the Astros in the 1st. Game 3 of this ALCS. 1-0 Houston. To the 3rd we go. The visiting Rays will start it with the top of their order. Austin Meadows will lead off. Randy Arozarena and then Brandon Lau. Urquidy had a high pitch count last inning, but able to strand the bases loaded. Struck out a pair last inning. Both of those Ks came on the changeup. Meadows takes a ball. 1 strike to count.
Guys, Meadows is to me going to come back next year and have a massive year. 33 home runs, 89 RBIs last year. Look, he got COVID back in July, missed some time, then a oblique. He's had a rough time staying out there.
Just missed that one as he skies one a mile high. Again, Correa out there on the shift. He wants it. And the shortstop across the other side makes a play for out number 1. One away for Randy Arozarena, been the breakout star of this postseason, and he's got a reason why. You guys check out those ostrich boots. That's full quill, man. Activating the power, he said on his Twitter handle, and he had the boots on just before BP. That's bold.
That's when he became one of my favorite players right there.
Rocking the BP boots. Those are nice. The Vaquero.
You can't do any wrong right now.
Randy Arozarena. He was with the Cardinals last year in the postseason on their roster. Signed with the Cardinals. He spent a year in Mexico playing in the Mexican League after he defected from Cuba. Tragic loss of his father. He knew he had to take a chance to continue a baseball career. He was a soccer player. Matter of fact, his brother is a professional soccer goalkeeper. But he came to baseball late, found a knack for it. Defected from Cuba, ended up in Mexico, and then ended up signing with the Cardinals all the way to the big leagues for them last couple of years, and then on a postseason roster. Probably most famous for his IG Live recording of Mike Shildt after the Cardinals won their series against the Atlanta Braves, and Shildt had a profanity-laced celebration, and it was Arozarena who was rolling on that whole scene there. He had no idea what his manager was saying, so he thought it was just all in good fun, but no truth to the rumor the Cardinals traded him away for that.
I just want to be out there. There's no IGing with our group either.
No IG Lives. Only Lauren's in charge of that, but she's down there with the cool kids in Tier 1.
No, if
so we don't have to worry about that.
If there were me, Ron, we'd be fired.
2-2 the count. That ball's hit hard left field line. That is fair, and to the wall. It hits off the wall, and Arozarena stays hot. Boy, it just feels like he can cover everything right now. It's a double with 1 away, and the Rays put the tying run on here.
Gets a curveball, I think, hung up in the zone a little bit. And a good job, got him out in front, but he went and got it, and right now he's seeing everything.
We had Willie Adames on the mic, and he said that Arozarena, when he goes to the plate, he thinks fastball, oh, maybe curve, and that's kind of how he hit that ball there.
He keeps hitting like that, he's going to have a boot deal and get as many as he wants.
That's right. Probably already got one lined up. Urquidy mad at himself. Double for Arozarena. He's at second for Brandon Lau. This is a flip-flop in the Rays order. Kevin Cash, you know, it'd be interesting to find out why he didn't want to give that up today, but Lau hitting behind Arozarena, just maybe something to change it up for Lau, who's really been struggling. Been their best hitter all year, has been unable to get going in the postseason, and rolls over that one. Correa makes a play for the out. Arozarena will go to third base. One thing Lau's doing is wearing a microphone for us, trying to change his luck. Let's listen in inside tracks.
I'm trying to incriminate you. I'm not. It's a wire. Are you ready? Now you don't want to talk. Now you don't want to talk to me? I wish I had a camera. I knew something weird was going on. What, when I leaned next to you and pulled my jersey towards you, you didn't catch that?
I didn't see that.
Oh my gosh.
I knew something weird was going on.
There's only one thing to keep Willy Adames quiet, and that's to get a hot mic near him. But Willie wore the microphone for us earlier in this postseason as well. We appreciate Brandon doing that, and these guys are willing to take you inside.
And that's why Kevin Cash loves him. 3 for 36 this postseason, but still good attitude, knows his team's winning. And look, he's too good. He's gonna hit.
2 outs, runner at third. Here is Yandy Diaz. Another member of the Cuban connection here with Diaz. Arozarena at third. Diaz is 2 for 10 here. 2 outs, runners in scoring position in the season. He's a very tough at bat. He's had very few hits, but sees a lot of pitches, gets deep into counts, and he rips out into right field, and that's going to be run down by Tucker. Had him well positioned, playing deep, line drive out. Inning is over. Urquidy works around a 1-out double.
Always great. Every moment can be a teachable moment for a young pitcher like Urquidy. Here's he talking to Brent Strom, the pitching coach, one of the best in baseball. Maybe a little close the way, no mask here, but you know, an intense moment on trying to get his young pitcher through this big game.
Springer on the first pitch, down the left field line. Arozarena is there. Springer pounced it on the first one, hit it hard. A line drive out. Between innings, Lauren had a chance to visit with the Rays skipper, Kevin Cash.
Kevin, hard contact. What have you seen from your lineup so far?
Ball between the bats good. Yandy just lined out right there. That's what you want. You know, they've hit some balls hard as well, and we got to get him to fall for us.
How's Ryan's location?
It's been all right. I think we need to see him get in a better rhythm. He's totally capable of doing that. Started off this inning.
Thanks for the time, Kevin.
Yep.
Thank you, Lauren. And I agree. Look, they've hit some balls hard tonight. Yandy with the last one, so they're actually giving themselves opportunities tonight. Haven't found a hole yet.
Altuve shows bunt, takes a ball. Ronnie, I want to get back to that image that you showed us with Brent Strom. Strom, a San Diego native, he played for the Padres. But what strikes me about the Astros is you have these 2 coaches in Dusty Baker and Brent Strom, both age 71. Matter of fact, Strom's going to turn 72 tomorrow. So a happy birthday, early birthday for Brent Strom. But the touch that these 2 individuals have with their players, that human touch, and we saw Dusty Baker with the hug of Altuve yesterday, and what you just showed us there with Urquidy.
Well, Strom's been here for quite some time, but you have to remember, as he talks to the catchers also, is that this team needed a coveted embrace all season long. Considering all the noise and stuff that was going to be around this ball club all season long, it's those veteran type people that sometimes can help you through uncomfortable times.
Anybody who knows Brent Strom knows he has been ahead of the curve in the analytics age and the mechanical setup and how it affects pitching. He's a big thinker, and it's so fascinating how the game has kind of come back to him. He and guys like Mike Marshall, you know, the scientist of pitching, the former Dodger, former Cy Young Award winner. But Brent Strom has been at it a long time.
So Yarborough's last 21 pitches, 9 changeups, 9 cutters, 3 curves, no fastballs.
Well, he's being careful here because Jose Altuve, all he's done this year against lefties, 6 for 8 with 4 homers in the postseason.
First inning home run here tonight. Altuve takes a strike. He's been that first inning tone setter for Houston in the postseason. Connecting for his second first inning home run in this championship series. Of his 17 career homers, 6 of them have come in the first inning of postseason games. He's really turned it on his last 5. He was 0 for in the wild card series, but got it going at the end of that division series against Oakland. He's carried it over here. Homering in 4 out of 5 games now, Altuve. Hardly a big moment, big hit, big play in this incredible run by the Astros that Jose Altuve has not been a part of. Full count with 1 away. Springer lined out on the first pitch of this Astros third. And that missed badly. And Yarbrough is ticked. Altuve draws the walk. Second walk issued by Yarbrough. He let out a big scream after he missed with that 3-2 pitch. This is one of the most formidable lineups in baseball. They didn't hit much this year, the Astros, but they have certainly turned it on in this postseason.
But unlike some lineups that'll wear you down and grind you down, taking pitch after pitch, this is not this team. This team wants to swing the bat, and if you're aggressive as a pitcher, you can keep your pitch count down. Yarbrough's not been able to do it.
Yeah, not the Yankees lineup, right?
No.
Yankees lineup is formidable, but they grind at bats, get deep pitch counts.
Dodgers lineup in this postseason is like that.
And they're going to take their strikeouts. So where this team's more putting the ball in play. So as you said, Ron, you have the opportunity to get outs quicker, but you also, if you miss your spot, they're going to make you pay.
Atlanta is a lineup that wants to swing the bat.
Michael Brantley with Altuve at first. He bounced out to second base his last time up, did Brantley. And Yarbrough's hoping for a ground ball here. Boy, that didn't miss by much. Looked like it was a missed call, but didn't get the one he wanted. Yarbrough inside the numbers, presented by DraftKings. Times through the lineup as a starting pitcher. Yarbrough, he's been the bulk pitcher after the opener, so he doesn't have many innings going third time through. Second time through is where the Astros are currently. 2 hits and a walk first time through the batting order, and a run. Brantley takes a strike.
Well, those numbers, Ron, don't shock me, because this is a guy that guys know what to expect when they go up. You face a guy like McCullers yesterday, throwing 97 with the slider. You want to see him. He gets easier. This guy, depending how he's feeling, if he's hitting spots, he can get tougher.
The coveted, comfortable 0 for 4, what you can get from Yarbrough.
He threw 5 innings following an opener against the Yankees. And Kevin Cash, though, said today, he's not a guy that would typically face a third time through the batting order, but I think that's a different story here tonight, where the Rays are with their bullpen. He is hoping that he will get a third time through the batting order and can give them 5, 6, potentially 7 innings if he's efficient.
And the reason the Rays did not use an opener, you can't, too valuable to waste, not waste, but to have a bullpen guy pitch 2 innings in the beginning of the game. You might lose him for the next day.
2 balls and a strike to count on Brantley. Another one in there. He's found the sweet spot. Astros aren't going to change up their batting order anyway, maybe 1 spot. The Rays have been picking up a lot of innings, take you back into the division series even. So the last 6 days there was a day off after they took the Yankees out, and they've got guys working on 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5. So it is not going to be the A bullpen tonight. Diego Castillo is certainly available. On the ground, here's a chance. Adames to second, out there, throw to first, not in time. And we're pinching up the middle. Adames had to go on a roundabout route to get the ball, then to the bag, and Bradley able to beat it out.
Because of the shift, it wasn't a natural 6-4 to 3. It was going to take a while for Lau to get in there, so Adames decided to take it himself. Those 6 steps cost him the double play.
And that's the perfect example of what Yarbrough can do to you. Brantley almost waited too long to swing the bat and just banged it into the ground. Got a good pitch to go on.
2 outs now. Here is Alex Bregman.
Got to be careful first pitch against Bregman.
Yeah, he has been in ambush mode. Made the last out yesterday. Kiermaier robbed him his first time up today, and he takes this one in there for a strike. They're trying to gauge if that was going to go out or not. It looked like it was probably going to hit the top of the wall, maybe a foot below it. Kiermaier with a leap and a catch, a brilliant catch to end the inning in the first. And another bit of bad luck for Alex Bregman. There's a little flare, foul territory. Diaz on the run, can't get there.
I thought that was going to be the one that fell in for a hit.
Hey, if they say they all even out, then Alex Bregman's got a bucket full coming his way.
And that's the hardest thing to do, guys, as a hitter. When you are stinging the ball the way he is right now, to tell yourself don't change anything, because it's frustrating when you keep hitting the ball and then you watch other guys blooping them in. Is tell yourself, I am a good spot, stay right there. And you know, Bregman's been around long enough. I think that he's the type of guy that'll do that, but tough.
Well, in the regular season, it will come around, but you can run out of time here.
Yeah, no question. Yesterday, the first time in 7 career playoff games versus Tampa Bay that Bregman did not have a hit. And I would venture to say had more line drives and hard hit balls in that game yesterday than in any game against the Tampa Bay Rays. It is hard to have 5 batted balls over 98 miles an hour of exit velocity and not come away with a single hit. Saw Charlie Morton in there. He pitched the Rays to a win yesterday. His 4th as a Ray and 4 starts in the postseason last 2 years. 1-2, half swing. Did he go? Did not. Ted Barrett says he checked it, and now it's 2-2.
I thought he went from up here in the booth. Frenchie, what do you think?
I did too. That's why I looked at you right when it.
No, he did not go. I was wrong. Good call by Ted Barrett.
I'll say this too. Bregman's got strong hands.
Yeah.
He is able to stop that bat.
2 outs, runner at first. Bradley reached on a fielder's choice. Yarbrough deals a 2-2 right off the end of the bat. Got him in swing mode that time.
It's that backdoor cutter. He immediately turned around, Bregman, and asked the home plate umpire, Jeff Nelson, was that a strike?
And he's switching up his approach a little bit to these right-handed hitters. Early on, we saw him really coming in with that cutter, starting to stay away, change up, and even that backdoor cutter.
Carlos Correa due next. Bregman would love to give him an at-bat in this inning. Astros lead on a first inning Altuve homer. 2-2. Yarbrough to Bregman. And that hit him. So the cutter comes in on Bregman. Hit by the 2-2 pitch. And now 2 men aboard with 2 away.
He almost swung at this ball.
Could have asked. I don't think he did. Hit him right in the back forearm.
Well, certainly no swing. That would have negated the hit by pitch had he swung. Instead, Yarbrough will start over here with 2 outs. Think back, the ground ball that in most scenarios is a double play to win the inning. Adames wasn't able to corral it and turn it. Innings is extended. Bregman hit by a 2-strike pitch. Now Correa, who's been the hottest Astro hitter in this postseason. And he sends one to center field. Kiermaier on the run. He lays out and makes another great catch. Oh my goodness. Kevin Kiermaier. What a play. As good as it gets right there. Not one but two today for Kevin Kiermaier. Wow. Inning is over. Still 1-0 Astros.
What a catch by Kevin Kiermaier to end the bottom of the third inning. Look at this. Goes full extension to rob Carlos Correa. And if you're Dusty Baker and them, you got to be thinking, what do we have to do to get a hit? If he doesn't make this catch, you're probably talking a 2-run double. What a play. And that is why he covers so much ground and saves so many runs.
All the great outfielders, Frenchie, as they approach that ball, they start to lower their body. Even before they dive, they lower it as low as the ball is. They keep their head in the same line, and then they dive it, and it makes it not easier, but great.
Little repair of the mound here at Petco before we get the fourth inning started. That'll give us a chance to catch up with Lauren and Dusty Baker. That interview recorded between innings. Let's hear what Dusty had to say.
Dusty, Urquidy's worked around some trouble. What have you seen so far?
Well, I mean, so far his fastball is electric tonight, and his changeup is really good. You know, I mean, it's about time they hit some balls at some people like we've been doing. So, you know, so far so good. And you know, Kiermaier saved like 3 runs for him tonight, and then that's the power of defense on the other side.
What did you say to Altuve yesterday when you gave him the hug? Seems to have worked.
No, I just told him, hey, flush it, man. Forget about it. You know, you're one of the best. So, and you know, just forget about it. That's the same thing I tell my son and some of the kids. I mean, you gotta flush it and forget it.
Appreciate it, Dusty.
All right, you're welcome.
That's good advice in any walk of life, especially baseball, which is as humbling as it gets. Flush it and forget it. Altuve's home run in the first inning could have been a lot more damage. Kevin Kiermaier with not one but 2 brilliant catches. This to rob Bregman in the first inning. That's how the inning ended. And this diving catch with 2 men on. Brantley and Bregman were off to the races with 2 outs. And I think you're right, Jeff. That possibly scores 2, certainly 1, but maybe 2, as Kiermaier comes up with another outstanding play. And the theme of the Tampa Bay defense, Ron, continues here in Game 3.
They really have done everything you'd want to see of a defense, from the infield to the outfield, catching. And Kiermaier, of course, platinum glove, gold glove. But don't take anything away from this Astros pitching, or their starting pitching now. 16 innings they've thrown, 3 earned runs in this championship series.
Urquidy got the mound the way he wants it. Saw the defensive run save there for Kevin Kiermaier. It's a metric for defense that I think is probably the most consistent and the most oft used. Overall, Tampa Bay was second in DRS, only behind the Cleveland Indians, one of the better defensive teams. And both of these teams play excellent defense, especially the Astros and their infield defense.
Just the Rays have had more opportunities with all the hard hit balls by the Astros.
It really is unbelievable. You go through and look now for the Astros, 25 left on base. And I mean, they have stung so many balls, but as you said, great defense by the Rays. And when you have a good bullpen, good pitching with great defense, you're going to win a lot of close games.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Joey Wendell. Margot to follow, then Kiermaier. And Wendell, that's a foul ball in and out of the glove of the catcher Garneau. Just got a piece. No skill involved for a catcher there. It's either in your glove or not. 1-2 on the ground. Altuve makes the play. Joey Wendell is retired. One away in this fourth inning. Well, the Braves and the Dodgers still at it in game 2 of the NLCS. Braves up 8-3. NLCS game 3 on FS1 on the Wednesday baseball menu. Tomorrow we'll have game 4 here from San Diego. Our coverage begins at 8 p.m. right here on TBS. And will it be 3-0 Rays or will it be 2-1 Tampa Bay? The Atlanta Braves are close to going 2-0 on the Dodgers. What a surprise that has been in Arlington, Texas.
It's a surprise unless you were watching the Braves all season long. They really have an outstanding team. But to have a rookie, Ian Anderson, go out there today, throw the way he did. And plus, with Clayton Kershaw going down and not knowing if he's going to even pitch in the series.
If only we knew somebody who watched the Braves play every day.
That's why I said
where do you get him from? It's a young, exciting team. But like you said, there, game 4, it's a bullpen game for them. So still a lot of work to be done. But that offense has been great.
Strikeout. Down goes Margot. So Urquidy's come back. 2 up, 2 down. He's retired 4 in a row now. That's his 3rd strikeout of the game.
Well, Lauren pointed out earlier, last year in the game they had to have game 4. He threw 5 shutout innings, and now 3 2/3 shutout innings for Urquidy.
And now Kiermaier. Shift is on. Kiermaier with a swing and a foul. Making an impact with his glove here tonight. The fun-loving Kiermaier, the leader of this Tampa Bay Rays team, longest tenured Ray. Note that Altuve is back between Correa, but he's in on the skin of the dirt. And a broken bat, little grounder over to Bregman, the only man over there. 1-2-3 inning. Urquidy has retired 5 in a row. The Astros lead this one 1-0 as we go to the home 4th. Of the miniseries Field of Dreams, that's tonight. Postseason show presented by the all-new Hyundai Elantra. And a shout out to the San Diego Tigers, Negro League baseball team here on the West Coast in San Diego. It's been a fascinating series, episode 3 of 4 in our TBS MLB post games. Kyle Tucker leads off for the Astros. We play in the bottom of the 4th inning. Houston, the home team here in game 3. Tucker, Gurriel, and Aledmys Diaz against Ryan Yarbrough.
Yarbrough needs a quick inning. Hasn't really gotten into any kind of tempo so far in this game.
And yet just 1 run on the board. And some spectacular defense once again for the Rays. 2 turned in tonight by Kevin Kiermaier. And with 2 strikes, a little bit more of a shift is on for the Rays defensively.
It almost seems counterintuitive. It's more to the pull side when the hitter's behind in the count.
And that's where sometimes I think you do have to adjust. When Tucker's done such a good job this series of going the other way, play a shift maybe a little bit, but not so extreme.
Oh, no.
And if you're wondering why, that's the reason.
Well, like I said, I get it. You see the numbers, but at the same time, if you've watched the last 5-6 games, he's changed what he's doing a little bit.
A lot of managers with teams that shift a lot. The Rays were actually bottom 3rd in the league in shifts this year, even though they're the ones who kind of made it popular again. But a lot of managers in the postseason will soften those shifts because hitters are more willing to go the other way. I mean, Ronnie, we had a front row seat for the Astros and the Red Sox a couple of years ago, and remember Alex Cora's approach there, the humble approach.
That's right.
And it seemed like every Red Sox hitter as they won that series against the Astros in the ALCS going the other way, just trying to pepper the ball through the shift.
It's almost like they changed their entire approach with 2 strikes. They decided that no, they weren't going to get a pitch and hit it as far as they could. They decided with 2 strikes, that's an at bat for the team. First 2 strikes from that bat for you. The last one's for the team.
And like you said, guys lock in during the playoffs. I mean, not to say you're not locked in during the season, but every pitch you're grinding on.
Tucker, former Astros first rounder. Ian Bregman in that same draft in 2015, top 5 picks. That was the year the Astros had 2 picks in the top 5. Remember, they did not sign their top pick from the year before, Brady Aiken. So they got Bregman at number 2 and they picked Tucker at number 5.
I would say that was a pretty good job.
Dansby Swanson was the number 1 overall pick that year. In the postseason with the Atlanta Braves, he was drafted by the Diamondbacks in 15. 15 was a huge year for Houston in their player development. Tucker tries to go the other way, but a man is there as Wendell, the third baseman over on the shift, makes a play for the out, 1 away. That brings up Yuli Gurriel. Got a couple of Cubans coming up, and Gurriel and Aledmys Diaz. And Lauren, there is that great Cuban connection in this series.
Indeed, there is. Yandy and Aledmys on different teams in this series, but they played on the same club growing up, Villa Clara, for 3 seasons in Cuba's top league. At the same time, Yuli was playing for his legendary father, Lourdes Sr., who was managing a different club. The Gurriel name, by the way, royalty in Cuba. And Randy Arozarena was a 15-year-old kid at the time.
The international game of baseball, and these players, that is no easy decision to leave Cuba, to defect, leave your family. Many cut off from their families. And Gurriel had, Lauren mentioned, one of the most famous names in Cuban baseball history. Dusty Baker said they've activated Lourdes Gurriel for some hitting advice. They've actually, as Yuli has struggled here, they've tried to get him back connected with his son. He said, hey, he knows his son swing better than anybody.
That's the truth. You watch him forever. He's got so much knowledge of the game. Why wouldn't you do that? Same thing with his brother in Toronto.
Yarbrough deals, and a strike to Yuli Gurriel. 2-1 the count now. Yarbrough has not had as much traffic as Charlie Morton and Blake Snell did in their starts, but it doesn't feel easy for him, and yet it's still a 1-0 game. Charlie Morton yesterday went 5 innings of shutout ball. The line looks good, but there was activity in every inning. Surrendered 5 hits and a walk. Blake Snell went 5 innings, 6 hits in game 1. Gurriel pops it up, shallow center field. Long run for Kiermaier, and he's there to make the play. Out number 2. Some Cuban-born legends in the major leagues with our Cuban connection here. Of course, Tony O, one of the all-time greats, made his debut in the early 60s. El Tiante, mi amigo, Tony Perez. And there's Livan Hernandez. Livan and his brother El Duque made a splash in the postseason. Livan for the Marlins, El Duque for the Yankees. Just some of the names that have had an impact not only in Major League Baseball, but in Major League Baseball's postseasons. Aledmys Diaz batting with 2 away here. And a swing and a miss. He was way out in front of that one.
Diaz swinging a good bat, and that's why Dusty's got him back in there tonight. We saw him get a big hit last night off Anderson in the 9th inning.
Aledmys singled his last time up. 4 hits now this postseason. And did he go? They'll ask, and yes, he did. It's a strikeout. And the best inning yet for Ryan Yarbrough. 3 up, 3 down, retires the Astros in order. 4 in the books in game 3. 1-0 Houston.
It might be like the same thing McCullers had yesterday. Yesterday, McCullers didn't throw his curveball, but like threw it to me twice.
Well, that's Brandon Lau, who's wearing on Mike, and of course he studies the pitchers as much as anyone on the Rays. But in that game against the A's, Urquidy gave up 4 solo home runs and didn't use his changeup, used his curveball a lot early, got himself into trouble. So coming into this game, Dusty Baker told us that he had to throw his changeup more. He has, which has surprised Lowe.
Urquidy facing Adames to start this 5th inning. Adames, Perez, then back to the top of the order with Austin Meadows. Urquidy's retired 5 in a row after the double by Arozarena. It's only been 5 hits in this game, Frenchie. 3 by the Rays and the 1 extra base hit, the double from Arozarena with 1 out in the 3rd. Astros with just 2 hits, the home run from Altuve in the 1st inning, and Diaz's single in the 2nd.
Longer this stays close, though, pressure on the Astros, not on the team that's leading 2-0 in the series.
Urquidy, as you said, got hurt by that off speed. 3 or 4 of those home runs off that curveball.
Adames sends it high in the air to center field. He got good wood on it, but under it just a tick, and Springer will make the play for out number 1.
The MLB postseason on TBS is brought to you by Roman, the digital health clinic for men. By Still a Base, Still a Taco, only at Taco Bell. And by Ram, built to serve.
Petco Park, San Diego, the site of the American League postseason this year. And the ALCS Game 3, we welcome all of those coming over from FS1. As the Atlanta Braves beat the Los Angeles Dodgers 8-7 here in San Diego. It's the Astros 1-0. A Jose Altuve 1st inning home run as the Stros on top. Been a well pitched game, been some excellent defense in this game as well. 1 away in the 5th. Michael Perez, the Rays catcher. He was a strikeout victim with the bases loaded in the 2nd inning. Urquidy got him with a changeup. And a fastball right in his kitchen at 96. 1-2 the count.
Urquidy has used his fastball about 3 times more than any other pitch in this game so far. The use of his fastball has been key. It set up all his other pitches, and he is a control master.
25-year-old Urquidy. And a called strike 3, pinpoint command. Fastball gets the punch out. 2 up, 2 down. Let's check in with Ernie Johnson in our Atlanta studios. What do you have, Ernie? All right, thanks, Ernie. What a run for the Atlanta Braves, and with the Nationals out this year, 20th consecutive season without a repeat World Series champion. Longest streak in North American sports history. It'll be somebody new hoisting that World Series trophy when this is all over, as Meadows fouls one back.
Our camera and sound guys won't win any Gold Gloves, I'll tell you that right now.
Great camera operators, very poor hands. Poor hands. Our man Corey over here.
And Ron, you said it. For him, all season when he was at his best, it was getting ahead with that fastball. And as a hitter, if you show enough fastballs and then you rely on the off speed only when you need it, you don't let the guy see it much, and that's when it's effective.
You heard Brandon Lau mic'd up tonight, kind of going through the sequencing. Meadows in the air to center. Another high fly ball, mile in the air, and Springer makes the play. 1-2-3 inning. Tell you what, Jose Urquidy has given the Astros another gem in the postseason. We saw it in the World Series last year. He's rolling right now as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Best of Base Cam presented by T-Mobile, connecting you to America's largest 5G network. 2 cameras in each base. There's a microphone included in there. 4 years in the making, giving us some incredible images from down on the field.
Get a still picture and might be able to read someone's palm there. Eh?
Here we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Astros coming up. Garneau, the catcher, will lead off. And Yarbrough keeps pouring them in. Ronnie's coming off his best inning. 3 up, 3 down. First time tonight he has retired the Astros in order.
You know, it's very similar to the 2 first starts that we've had in this series by Blake Snell and Charlie Morton. Kind of bending but not breaking type of starting pitching.
Dustin Garneau was at the plate in a big spot in the 2nd inning with runners at 1st and 2nd, 2 outs, and Yarbrough struck him out. A backdoor cutter. That was Garneau's first career postseason at bat. 32-year-old catcher has some big league years, 5 different teams in 6 years, but never in the postseason. And down he goes on 3 pitches. And Lauren Shahadi, looks like Yarbrough is getting stronger and stronger with his new pitch.
Yeah, he gives all the credit in the world to pitching coach Kyle Snyder. Said he was his pitching coach in AAA Durham before the big league level. Said Kyle encouraged him to add that cutter, which he never threw until his first spring with the Rays, and said it changed his game completely. He's thrown it almost 40% of the time tonight.
You know, listen, every hitter is brought up and taught in the minor leagues that you get geared for the fastball and you react to any other pitch. What do you do against a pitcher who never throws a fastball? And that's where Yarbrough is. That's why he's such an outlier.
And that's why he has to have that cutter. He just went fastball change. You just saw the pitch he struck Garneau out on. That was a good changeup. If he doesn't have that cutter, he's diving out over the plate.
Everything's just got a little wrinkle. It throws the changeup. That's been good tonight as Springer takes one outside. He's got the cutter, and that's why, as we hit the air, we showed you the numbers. On average, the lowest exit velocity off the opponent's bats this year in the majors from Ryan Yarbrough. Does not have the overpowering fastball, but hitters just don't square him up that often. Springer, 3rd at bat against him. The 1-1 in the air, right field, falling fast, but Margot, the speedy right fielder, makes the play for out number 2.
And the ironic thing for Yarbrough is that he really wants to be a starter. But as their bulk innings guy after an opener, that's where he's done his best work. He's 25-3 in 48 games in relief. And you know, many of those are as the bulk inning guy after an opener. As a starter this year, 0-4.
It's interesting too, and tonight he does get the start, and Kevin Cash saying he really doesn't have an option as an opener tonight, and it doesn't really matter against the Astros. They're not going to change their lineup. I mean, explain why an opener is necessary anyway.
Well, you're trying to get the team. We saw in game 2 with the Yankees. You're trying to start a righty, get a right-handed lineup in there, and then bring in the lefty Hap you saw, and mix and match. And you know, you can force the other manager to burn a few guys or start someone that you don't want. With this Astros team, besides kind of we've seen Reddick and Diaz in that 8-9 hole, it's the same guys every day.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
You're trying to get matchup issues when you use an opener. The first 7 guys in the lineup for the Astros are going to play tonight. They're going to be playing tomorrow, and as long as the series goes.
Altuve hits it hard on the ground, backhanded Adames. He was well positioned. Throw to first, and a pick by Diaz. Oh my goodness. I mean, these Tampa Bay Rays can flat out play defense. A spectacular play, perfectly positioned. Adames takes a hit away from the speedy Altuve. Look at this pick. Man, come on. One nothing. Astros lead it. We head to the 6th inning, and the Rays defense continues to shine brightly. Kiermaier at the wall, took one away from Alex Bregman, at least off the top of the wall. And the diving catch by Kiermaier was a huge one. Maybe saves 2 errors. That was in the 3rd. And then Adames just perfectly positioned. Cannot believe how long that throw is, and a strong arm over to first with the Diaz pick. It's one of the longest throws an infielder will have. And Adames has been on top of his defensive game as well in this series. So it's 1-0 Houston. Randy Arozarena starts this 6th inning, hitting out of the 2 spot in the order.
And what was so impressive about that, too, guys, you're throwing out Jose Altuve. You're not throwing out a guy with kind of a slower speed.
Altuve hit the 1st inning homer. See that graphic on the leadoff men tonight. Had not had a leadoff man reach base. The last 10 Rays have been retired. But this is a guy they like leading off. He got hot in the month of September, came out of nowhere. Randy Arozarena. He was not going to make their club out of the original spring training. Went through the shutdown. He got COVID. He added about 15 pounds. He says doing 500 push-ups a day and making himself chicken and rice every day. And he comes back into the alternate training site as teams resume play. And they finally said, you know what? They told Kevin Cash, the staff down there at the ATS, they call it. He looks like he's ready. Looks like he's primed for a run in the big leagues. They brought him up. He went on a tear in September, and he has not stopped hitting here in the postseason. Arozarena with another base hit. That's his 2nd of the game. And a lead man on for the Tampa Bay Rays for the first time tonight. Arozarena in the regular year as a leadoff hitter got on half the time, and he starts one here.
It's the 2nd time that he's hit a breaking ball for a hit, a double now and a single.
Same thing I was going to say, Ron. I think they're getting a little scared to throw him that fastball sometimes because of the damage he's done off fastballs. But look, right now, fastball, curveball, it doesn't matter.
Well, Brent Strom's going to go out to talk to his pitcher. That's going to give their relief staff a chance to get loose. And they've got someone getting hot now. It's hard to even think that, huh, Brian, because of the way Urquidy's been pitching.
And think about the previous game starters for the Astros. Yesterday, Lance McCullers went 7, struck out 11. In game 1, Framber Valdez was outstanding, 6 innings, struck out 8. Both of those pitchers took the L in the first 2 games of this series, and right now Urquidy is on top, but this is a very tricky spot here if you're Dusty Baker.
Starting pitchers have thrown 18 innings for the Astros in this series, given up 3 earned runs. 3 earned runs.
And you heard Dusty say before the game, this is a game 7. We have to have this game. So like I said, he's going to manage this a little different than maybe if they were up 4-0 right now.
See what the starters have done thus far. Urquidy's still going. Paredes getting loose, the hard throwing right-hander. And you figure maybe 1 batter, maybe 2. But a decision is coming shortly. Here's Brandon Lau. Runner at first. Arozarena is a threat to run. That's probably got Dusty Baker as nervous as anything right here. He was concerned about the running game. Garneau not the thrower behind the plate that Maldonado is. Shift is on. And Lau takes a ball inside.
And it's interesting, if you got Lau at the top of his game, which means he was the best hitter for the Rays all season long, you wouldn't even think of stealing here. Give him a chance to hit the ball out of the park.
But a struggling hitter. Let's see what they do. Lau led the Rays in homers this year. He had 14 in the truncated season. Led all second basemen in home runs this season, Brandon Lau. Inside the Numbers presented by DraftKings. Excellent when it gets 3rd time through. That makes sense. You got your best stuff. If you're allowed to pitch 3rd time through, and opponent batting average of 174. Defensive swing right there. Didn't mean to do it, and it's 1-1.
So guys, right here, this is when a guy's struggling to me. You see the shift. Lau, this is a perfect chance for him to see it deep in the zone, do whatever he's got to do to hit a line drive to left field. We've seen Tucker do it, but you don't hit like he does, lead the team and all this stuff if you can't handle the bat. So this kid can handle the bat. To me, here's a good opportunity for him to get something going.
Lau pulls one into that shift. Throw to second and a bad throw. Altuve throws it into left field, and another throwing error. Jose Altuve is having such a difficult time. And it can really only be two things. Ronnie, you brought it up yesterday. There's the mental part of it that the players call the thing, but there could be something physically wrong with Altuve as well. He just doesn't look the same.
Well, you'll see the play off the end of the bat. It's got some spin on it. This is the right play. You got to go and get the lead out. So he made the proper choice. And I felt awful yesterday when I said he might have the thing and having some trouble concentrating on throwing. But it certainly might be an injury, and his arm might be a little short right now. But it's one of those things.
He is in a lonely place right now, and that's going to be it. Dusty Baker has no choice. Nobody feels worse than Jose Altuve right now. The third error of the series. An error yesterday in the first inning led to a 3-run homer. And now the Rays with 2 on, nobody out. Chance for Tampa Bay. And it's going to be Paredes coming out of the Astros bullpen. We'll set him up when we continue. ALCS. And the Astros and the Rays. Astros knowing this one is like a game 7. Altuve got him started with a home run. Outstanding Tampa Bay defense. But an Altuve error in this 6th inning has opened the door here in game 3 for the Tampa Bay Rays. 2 on, nobody out. Martin Maldonado will come on to catch. So a new battery here of Maldonado in for Dustin Garneau, and Enoli Paredes on the mound for the Astros. Ronnie, he has not giving up anything this postseason. No hits, no runs.
Yeah, 4 1/3 innings pitched. No base on balls, 6 Ks, 2 of them coming in the 7th inning of game 1.
And that's exactly why he's in this situation now. Dusty Baker going to a guy that he knows can get a couple strikeouts.
So here we go. Yandy Diaz at the plate. Rays have good speed on the bags, and Arozarena and Lau. And Diaz takes a strike. Very patient hitter at the plate, and a pitcher who had some command problems during the regular season, but he's quieted that down in the postseason.
Probably with that open stance, stands as far away from the outside part of the plate as any hitter in the game.
Sends one foul down the right field line. Diaz has great opposite field power, and he hit the ball hard his last time up. One of the better balls he's hit this postseason, lined out in the 3rd inning to right field. Jose Urquidy 5+, 4 hits, no runs allowed at this point.
I don't know what he could have done more. Just an outstanding effort.
A 3rd Astro with a great effort for a start.
Astros are loaded for bear in their bullpen today. They've got all their best pieces. Paredes and Javier and Presley. Got the 2 lefties are available. Raley is up. Currently, you got a lefty on deck in Joey Wendell. It's hard to match up with Tampa Bay if you're an opposing manager, because they're skilled in all of their counter moves. Two on, nobody out, and Diaz into center field, a base hit. Arozarena broke back, and now he'll hold at 3rd base. Had to make sure the line drive was going to clear. That's a base hit for Yandy Diaz, and the bases are loaded with nobody out in the 6th inning.
French, he'd like to have that read back, wouldn't he?
Yeah, for sure. Right here off the bat, had to know coming at you that that ball's higher than what the shortstop can jump. He's done about everything right this postseason. Arozarena, that one right there, probably 1/2 back.
What an at-bat by Diaz. 2 balls right on the outside corner at 96, and he catches a hanging slider in the middle of the plate.
He might be coming alive, Yandy Diaz. His bat looks good here the last few times up. Now it is Wendell. So Dusty Baker's going to let it ride with Paredes, and Wendell, a contact hitter. This is not a guy that strikes out much. He's been great with bases loaded in his career. Hits for a .286 average. Has a grand slam. Astros will surrender the run to turn 2. They are pinched up the middle to turn a double play. Figure Bregman would go to second as well. No balls and a strike. And that one's in there. 97. I think he caught Wendell guessing. 0-2 the count. What Paredes needs the most is a strikeout in a spot like this.
Got to be alive if you're a Rosarena on third base. Paredes, if he goes to that breaking ball, is going to really snap it off, especially after hanging the last one to Diaz.
Oh, 0-2 the count. Wendell's very fast, tough to double up, and he slaps one, and it's down, a base hit just over the glove of Bregman into left field. A Rosarena's in. Right behind him is Lau, and the Rays have the lead. It's a 2 RBI single for Joey Wendell. 2-1 Tampa Bay in the 6th inning.
What a piece of hitting. You see Altuve with his head down, but Joey Wendell with another great at bat going the other way. Pitch really just out over the plate, and Bregman actually got a glove on it, but Wendell right off his glove and with the big hit of the game so far.
He gives the Rays the lead. Joey Wendell with 2 hits tonight, and the sting for Urquidy, and elation in that Tampa Bay dugout. They strike again, still nobody out. Here's Manuel Margot. He drops a bunt, he pops it up, and Maldonado falls down. The throw to first is in time. I thought for a moment maybe Margot tripped Maldonado, but the home plate umpire Jeff Nelson was quick to put the safe sign out, so that's going to be a sacrifice bunt.
Dusty's not so sure. He'll be out here to talk to the home plate umpire.
The Tampa Bay Rays did not have a sacrifice bunt all year. And Margot gets this one down. There's the explanation. This is not a reviewable play here, as the crew chief is giving Dusty Baker an explanation. Is he in the box or not? That's all comes into play.
Boy, when I see a play like that, I think of the name Ed Armbrister in 1975 World Series between the Reds and the Red Sox. Similar play.
I mean, the batter runner entitled to the lane that he's running in, and
because it was popped up, Margot kind of got stalled in the box, which got in the way of Maldonado.
I think he makes that catch easily.
I do too. I was just looking at that. I think he ends up catching that ball.
Not reviewable though.
In the box, down the lane, and Jeff Nelson was right on it immediately with the safe sign to say the ball's live. So a sac bunt. Second and third now with 1 away. And Kiermaier takes a strike.
Only the Rays will sacrifice bunt with a player who has a 3-run home run in yesterday's game.
And 3 home runs in this postseason when they haven't had a sacrifice bunt all year. I wonder if he might have done that on his own. Infield in with a shift on for Kiermaier. Swing and a miss. 98 with the fastball. It's 0-2. Three errors this series. 5 Rays runs have scored. The 3-run homer for Margot yesterday. Altuve with all 3 of those errors. 2 RBI single by Wendell.
Infield in, I would think that Yandy Diaz is not running on contact. He's going to stay where he is, let the ball find some grass, give them 2 chances to drive in 2.
Kiermaier was up in a similar spot with 2 on in the 2nd inning. Struck out, and that hit him. Yikes. Oh, hit by an 0-2 pitch. That is a dangerous area to get hit. Kiermaier is aboard to load the bases.
now they've given up a hit to Wendell on an 0-2 pitch. And here, coming up and in, just catches the back wrist, left wrist of Kiermaier.
And he is really struggling over there.
Whoa.
Man, that was a clean hit. The ball dropping straight down on that big fastball.
Without the fans here, you could hear the noise up here in the booth.
Yeah, that's 97 or 98 coming at you.
He's having a hard time. It is really hurting him now.
There is a fleshy part above that wrist. If you catch it on there, sometimes you can be saved, but they're checking the bones on the outside of his hand. Not a good sign. 0-2, you got to stay in there, right, Frenchie, as long as you can.
Yeah, look, he got beat by a fastball the pitch before, so you see him getting going early.
I mean, you're right. That sound. Yeah, the area he's pointing is exactly what you're talking about, Ron. That area around the wrist. Kiermaier's going to give it a go.
Some players now will wear some wrist guards that have some protection, but it doesn't look like Kiermaier is wearing one of those.
Ozzie Timmons, his first base coach, even putting that brace on is hurting him.
The nightmare continues for the Astros.
So they're loaded up, one away. Willy Adames at the plate. It's not the worst thing in the world for Paredes, but had a base open as well. That one's in tight. Did that get him? I think it did. Adames is hit by a pitch, and a run will score. It's 3-1 Tampa Bay as Paredes hits Adames on his first offering.
I mean, it seemed like it just clipped the finger of Adames. The way he reacted anyway. Hard to see there.
Oh yeah, definitely. You could see his finger.
See the little
flop.
pinky, the little pinky on the bottom of the bat. A lot of guys drape it over the end, right?
And you see with him draping it over, it really has no chance to hit the knob because of that. Wow.
Yeah, there's a good look at it.
Great camera work. See the little pinky move.
Yeah, that was. So Paredes is out. And the nightmare continues for the Astros as Tampa Bay has 3 on the board, 1 out, bases loaded, and Dusty Baker going to his left-hander. Tampa Bay up 2-0 in this series. They're looking for a knockout punch right here. They are fired up. Wendell with a big hit to give them the lead. Pitching change in game 3. This is the parking lot or across the country. Goodyear, more driven. Key moment in this game. The Rays have scored 3. They have the lead. And now Dusty Baker going with his left-hander Brooks Raley. And Ron, the Tampa Bay Rays will counter with Hunter Renfroe, who will pinch hit for Michael Perez. What a moment.
Well, what I find interesting is that Renfroe has a start in this series. He struck out 4 times. Against high velocity, that's not his mark. But against Raley, who doesn't throw very hard, plays better into Hunter Renfroe's kind of bag of tricks. And he also has something from the wild card series.
Yeah, he's got the grand slam. I would think Valdez threw a lot of curveballs to Renfroe to get him strike out in game 1. I would imagine you're going to see a steady dose of that to Renfroe here.
Renfroe against the Toronto Blue Jays. Hit the first career postseason grand slam in Rays history.
Remember, Brooks Raley threw 29 pitches just 2 days ago.
Here we go. Bases loaded. Shift is on. The former Padre, Hunter Renfroe, so familiar with this surrounding. And that one's down and in. That grand slam by Renfroe in the wild card series was his first ever postseason hit. Renfroe traded from San Diego to Tampa Bay this offseason. And that one misses down and in. And this was the moment. How about this for your first hit in the playoffs off Hyunjin Ryu? And it was a no-doubter and a game breaker in game 2.
High cutter, Frenchie.
And you see here, really trying to throw that cutter in on him. But now you're 2-0. you got to throw something over the plate.
He almost hit him with that pitch.
Yep.
Right across the shoe tops. The 2-0. Renfroe takes a strike. It was 1-0 when the inning started. Costly error by Altuve. RBIs from Wendell and Damas. 3 runs are in as Renfroe. Boy, that one almost hit him too, right across the thigh. 3-1 the count. Wendell and Adames had not driven in a run this entire postseason until this inning, and they've got all 3. Austin Meadows, the leadoff hitter, due next. Here it comes, and Renfroe, little flare. That's got a chance to fall, and it's going to fall. A base hit. Wendell scores. Kiermaier right behind him. And Hunter Renfroe with a 2 RBI double. The Rays add to their lead in this 6th inning, now 5-1.
Well, you know, when it's going right, it's going right for you. And Raley makes a great 3-1 pitch right here, and Renfroe, strong, so strong, fights it off to right field. And that's a dagger.
Right off the label. We've been talking about all the hard hit balls in this series for outs. And Hunter Renfroe with a little bloop. A Texas leaguer against the Houston Astros. Drives in 2. 5-1. Still 1 out. And Meadows fouls that one away.
Right fielder Kyle Tucker had no chance at that because the way the shift was in the outfield, he was playing almost dead right center. Here's a swing and the react as Renfroe peels it, and you see the reaction from the Rays. They knew it was a hit right away.
Joey Wendell and Renfroe each driving in a pair. Adames with an RBI, hit by a pitch. It's been a 5-run inning for Tampa Bay as Meadows comes up empty. 0-2 the count. Josh James now getting ready in the Astros pen. Boy, this inning turned on a dime. The first man up, Arozarena, started it with a single, and then Lau hit a ground ball to Altuve. Looked like an out at second base, at least to get the lead out. You weren't going to double up Lau there, but it would have been a runner at first and 1 away. Instead, an error, and the floodgates have opened. Now a little flare, foul territory, and Bregman is there for out number 2.
Now you'll see them walk Arozarena. He didn't even have to go up to the plate. He might as well just left the bat and gone to first.
Intentional pass. And Arozarena will load the bases. So that'll be 11 batters in the inning. And here comes Lau once again. Urquidy started the inning, then Paredes, and now Raley with the bases loaded. Brandon Lau is 0 for 3. His fielder's choice, and the error by Altuve the difference in this inning. Raley deals. Lau takes one right down the middle. That's the shift with Correa out there in the grass. Raley's made some good pitches, but inherited runner scoring on that Renfroe hit. And he's got another hitter fooled, and it's 0-2.
that was the other thing with this Astros bullpen that Dusty talked about. They're young down there, and Paredes coming in. He's been great. Hasn't really came into a situation like he did tonight.
So you don't know what you're going to get. You know the physical what you're going to get, but you don't know if they're going to be able to handle the largeness of what they're going to face.
Kiermaier going to go get some treatment on that wrist. It looks like
X-ray.
After being hit by a pitch. Back-to-back hitters hit by Paredes pitches. That would be a major loss. Warren is down there. If we get any information, we will pass it along. This nightmare 6 for the Astros still going. The Rays have taken advantage of every mistake the Astros have made. They've got 5 on the board in this inning, and a swing and a foul tip in and out of the mitt. Foul ball in and out of the mitt. And that bat will continue. Look how far Adames is leading off with the shift on. I mean, he'd just walk in on a pitch that skipped away from Maldonado.
I always think if you're on third base, you don't want to come too far. You got your batter at the plate, peripheral vision.
Absolutely.
You don't want to catch him in your eye.
Especially a left-handed hitter who can see him. And that one misses outside.
I agree. If you start doing that, you're going to start messing with the hitter some. It's one thing to get a nice lead, but unless, to me, you're going to go.
Major league hitters have the best vision in the world. They can see everything. So
Lau trying to deliver a big one right here. 2 outs. Raley deals, and Lau hanging tough. Had him fooled, but able to foul it away.
He didn't go as far that time. They might have told him.
no one needs a hit more here than Brandon Lau to get his bat going.
See Rodney Linares talking to Adames over there.
And Raley's got to get this out. Give the Astros a chance.
1-2 the count. 2-2 now. Rays have been waiting for Lau to break out. He's had a lot of strikeouts. He's thrown some walks, but he just is not hitting like he did in the regular season. He has played superb defense, so it's not that he's not contributing, but he's up there to hit. He's the centerpiece of their offense. What a moment this would be for Brandon Lau. And a swing and a miss. Raley strikes him out, but damage done. 11 batters come to the plate. A costly error by Altuve. 5 runs in the 6th, and it's 5-1.
Stream all new original.
Petco Park, San Diego changes for the Rays after a 5-run 6th inning. Mike Zunino will come in to catch. Hunter Renfroe stays in to play right field, and that moves Margot to center field. Kiermaier is out. If we get a report before we leave the air, we'll certainly pass it along. Lauren Shahadi is down there. Kiermaier hit by a pitch. Some concern there. First ball swinging. Bradley left field deep. Arozarena. It's gone. Michael Bradley with an answer after a 5-run inning. On the first pitch he sees, solo home run to the opposite field, and it's 5-2 Tampa Bay.
One thing you always have to worry about, positive that the Tampa Bay Rays were hitting there for a half hour, but that also meant Yarbrough was sitting for a half hour.
He sits for a while, and now he's only going to throw 1 pitch this inning as Kevin Cash is headed to the bullpen.
Michael Bradley with his 3rd home run of the postseason. And Yarbrough is gone. After 5 innings plus, Pete Fairbanks, part of the stable of guys that Kevin Cash has available. And he's on his way to the mound. as this turns into a 3-run game on the first pitch of the bottom of the 6th.
Fastball, outer part of the zone. Michael Brantley so good at seeing it deep, and just gets enough to sneak it out of here.
Pitching change will set up Pete Fairbanks. He'll be facing Alex Bregman when we continue from San Diego. John Smoltz, Ken Rosenthal, Tom Verducci will have the call for you. And then we're on the air at 8 o'clock on TBS, 8 o'clock Eastern for Game 4. Rays and Astros. Tampa Bay leading 2-0 in this series, and they lead this one 5-2. Pete Fairbanks is on to pitch for Tampa Bay. Michael Brantley homers off Yarbrough, and now Fairbanks will get Bregman. Fairbanks
threw 20 pitches in yesterday's game. He got 2 innings of work. His first inning, the 6th inning, gave up a home run to Correa. His second inning was the 7th when the Shadows played a big part, and he struck out the side.
Shift is on for Bregman, and he takes a strike. You guys think Kevin Cash makes that move anyway, regardless of outcome? It was a home run, but Yarbrough coming back to face the lefty.
I do. I think he was trying to just get him one out, a quick out. Everything Kevin's done's been right, so that one didn't work out.
Brantley got him on the first pitch he saw. Fairbanks has been an incredible story for the Rays. 2 Tommy John surgeries, throwing harder than ever. He has been on the mound in some key spots, and this is one of them for Tampa Bay. After a 5-run inning, those shutdown innings so important. Astros come right back to score. If there is a team with enough firepower to cover a 4-run deficit quickly, it's the Astros. And Jeff, you saw that all series long against the Oakland Athletics.
Yeah, twice out there they scored 5 runs in an inning. This offense can hit you in a hurry, just like you saw Tampa do a minute ago.
A ball and 2 strikes. 99 with the fastball. It goes to 2-2.
This is where we get back into Kevin Cash and the contrast on how he likes to replace an arm with an arm that's completely opposite. Left-hander who throws cutters and changeups with a guy that throws 100 with a hammer.
He's got so much variety in his bullpen by design. Pitchers from different arm angles. Bregman hits it sharply on a hop. Wendell, he's been gobbling up everything, and Bregman another hard hit out. It's out number 1 of the 6th inning. Nothing getting by Joey Wendell. Standing on his head, Ronnie, using a hockey turn.
I mean, this ball's blistered. Hanging breaking ball off Fairbanks, and just picks it right off his thigh. Had a lot of topspin on it also, and fires a strike.
And I think that's the 3rd time Wendell's robbed. Bregman might want to try somewhere else, because Joey Wendell is playing some third base.
Well, he's got the attention of the Astros skipper Dusty Baker. Wendell among the elite defensive third baseman in baseball, and he's showing it here in the postseason. Correa, wave and a miss. First pitch breaking ball from Fairbanks. I mean, it's 10 miles an hour off his fastball, but that thing's hissing in there at 89.
It is, and he gave up a home run to Correa in yesterday's game on a fastball up.
That was when the Shadows, in the twilight part of the night, Correa hit it over 430 feet into left center field. Oh, and 2 the count.
Correa is having himself a postseason, guys. 5 home runs in the regular season on 201 at bats. 5 this postseason and 28.
Had 5 homers, 11 RBIs. That division series, had a 3-hit game in game 4, leading to this championship series.
He's got the home runs for shortstops in postseason. Jeter.
Rich Aurelia, I believe, 6. Yep.
I was thinking more career, postseason.
Correa takes a ball down and away. Fairbanks sticking with the breaking stuff here.
Aurelia 6. That's
in a single postseason.
Yeah.
16 homers for Carlos Correa.
Jeter's got to be in the 20s somewhere. All the games played.
We got a man on it. 1-2. Hit hard. Right at Adames. Out number 2. After the home run, a couple of ground outs from Fairbanks. Hey, 1 in 5 kids in the U.S. may not be able to afford to play Little League. For every text of Little League to 313131, T-Mobile will donate $1 to their Little League call-up grant program so our kids can keep playing ball.
After Correa hit that ball to Adames, he shrugged his shoulders like, oh, really? I mean, again, kind of half-heartedly ran to first from being depressed.
He dropped his head a little bit. I saw that.
But then he went over to Adames and kind of made a big turn and said something to Willie.
Probably not nice.
No.
Remember, Correa hit that line drive that was caught by Kiermaier, that incredible diving catch that saved a couple of runs in the 3rd. And he's 0 for 3 as Correa, as Kyle Tucker takes a ball. Tucker lined out in the 4th inning to Wendell.
So I never would have made a good lawyer, Brian. You never ask a question you don't know the answer to, right? Jeter with 20 home runs.
You had it the whole time, Ron.
Close,
we were just building the drama for you.
Were.
Frenchie and I were, just wanting to see how long that was going to bug you. You're not trusting your photographic memory right now, Ron. That's not like you.
That Ivy League education.
I mean, he sees it one time and he knows it.
Sit in the booth with you two guys. That's where he brought me.
That's right. That is for sure.
Loving every minute of it.
It's nice when Ronnie dumbs it down for us, though, Frenchie. It's
he
helpful.
has to. I don't even have a college education.
He won't even sit in the front seat with me when I drive him back to the hotel. He sits in the back. Here's a 2-0 on the ground, and Fairbanks snatches it out of the air. That is out number 3. 3 ground ball outs. After the home run by Bradley, Fairbanks continues to deal. 5-2 Tampa Bay. We go to the 7th. Game summary, Frenchie. A 5-run 6th inning for the Tampa Bay Rays. 5 runs, 4 hits, and 2 hit batters in the inning.
Yeah, it really opened it up when Paredes came in. Joey Wendell with the great hit to left field. And look, Urquidy threw a great ball game. Unfortunately for the Astros, all they have is 2 solo home runs to show, and that's why the game's at 5-2 right now.
Geico game summary, Petco Park, San Diego. Josh James, Ronnie, the new Astros pitcher, with the Astros down 3 here.
Yeah, he came in game 4, pitched a scoreless 6th, but then in the 7th came out, gave up 3 hits, including a 3-run home run.
7th inning in game 3 of this ALCS, with the Rays up 2-0. And the first one at 98 miles an hour. Yandy Diaz, who had a single in that 11 batter 6th inning, kept the line moving. One ball, 1 strike. Going to be interesting to see how Kevin Cash and the Tampa Bay Rays want to work this. It all depends on the production offensively in each of these innings now. But John Curtis is loosening in the bullpen. Fairbanks, after 2 innings last night, 1 inning here tonight, retires all 3 batters on groundouts as Curtis prepares for the bottom of the Houston batting order. Josh James, and he strikes out Yandy Diaz. 99-mile-an-hour fastball. First batter face, a backwards K for big Josh James.
4 fastballs by James, and that one might have been off the corner, but gets the call.
He has a hitter there. I don't even know if you can foul that one off.
Yeah.
Got the benefit of the call at 99.
There goes
placed.
There goes the perfect score for Jeff Nelson.
Isn't that in the gray area? Isn't there a gray area?
Oh, there is. That's right.
We have a, who knows, the scoring system, but these guys are.
It's been 3 good umpire games behind the plate.
You got some of the best umpires in the game. They earn their way to the postseason as each round continues. Jeff Nelson, one of the A+ umpires in big league baseball, the crew chief of this ALCS crew.
Well, Wendell got the big hit of that last inning, driving in the first 2 runs to give them a lead.
He's got 2 hits tonight, both to the opposite field. That was on an 0-2 pitch. Both of his hits tonight. And the 0-2 single from 1-0 Astros to 2-1 Tampa Bay last inning.
And BA, you don't mind getting 2 strikes when you use the whole part of the field. You see the best hitters in baseball could care less about that because they know what their approach is. And for him, that's what both of them shot right down the left field line. Second one got him the lead.
Up the middle, hits the mound, big bounce. Correa's got a cannon, and he throws Wendell out. Wendell can run too. That was a nice play by Correa. 2 outs in the inning, 2 up, 2 down. Hey, steal a base, steal a taco is back. If someone steals a base this World Series, Taco Bell is letting all of America steal a free Doritos Locos taco. Steal a base, steal a taco, only at Taco Bell. Joey Wendell retired. 2 for 4 tonight. And great glove work at third base once again. That brings up Manuel Margot.
See Maldonado frame that on 1 hop.
He's even making pitches in the dirt look like strikes. He's got incredible hands.
Yes, he does.
Martin Maldonado.
Molina-like hands.
Yeah, he does. You're right. That was his idol. That's the guy he patterned his game after in Puerto Rico. All the Molina brothers. Great catching legacy Puerto Rican players. Maldonado among that list. A Gold Glove Award winner.
Here it is, Frenchie.
It's a little cricket.
Looks like a strike to me. Seen Vlad Guerrero hit that.
Yes. Margot takes 99 on the black again, and it's 1-2. Boy, Josh James is bringing it right now.
Now he's throwing strikes, and that's his big key. 17 walks this season, but if he can do what we saw him do the other day and then today, he's really good.
He's another amazing success story. He was really lethargic coming through the minor leagues. He only threw 90, 92 miles an hour, and they couldn't figure out what it was. And they actually diagnosed him with sleep apnea. And once he got on the proper treatment for sleep apnea, not only was he resting better, his fastball went from 92 to 99. And next thing you know, he's a big leaguer. And he just powers 98 right by Margot to end the inning. 1-2-3, James electric. Here comes Curtis. 5-2 Tampa Bay. Stretch time in San Diego. The 2020 American League Championship Series on TBS is presented by Geico. Some of the images of this game 3. It has turned Tampa Bay's way after a 5-run 6th inning. And the Rays lead at 5-2. Michael Brantley with a home run in the 6th. Here we go to the bottom of the 7th. Bottom of the order for the Astros. John Curtis is on to pitch for Tampa Bay. Gurriel first pitch. And Curtis pounces on it. Throw to first in time. A collision at first base. Boy, John Curtis taking up a huge divot, but makes the play, and he was the only one who could make that play. 1 pitch and 1 out in the 7th inning as Gurriel's retired.
Well, the ball right back at him, and the diving play, knee into the ground, gets up and fires the ball inside. Lucky Diaz made the play, and there wasn't a bigger collision at first base.
Replace your divots, man.
Adames did. That's what I was about to tell you, BA. As golfers, I really appreciate Adames coming and replacing the divot.
Don't fill it with sand. That was a great play. He's the only one who makes this play. Adames has no chance.
Yeah.
You can tell how flexible he is.
The follow through.
Curtis. Yeah. Who says pitchers aren't athletes, Frenchie? I disagree with your assessment.
Well, some of them are.
I'm with you the whole time. Didn't have a chance to get to the numbers on Curtis. He was excellent in the regular season. Had a rough game 1 of the division series, but has bounced back beautifully. Those earned runs in game 1 of the division series, most of them. So here is Reddick pinch hitting. Got an injury report on Kevin Kiermaier coming in. Let's send it down to Lauren Shahadi. What do you have, Lauren?
Brian, got an update on Kiermaier. It is a left hand contusion. X-rays are negative. He's considered day-to-day.
That is a big break and a fortunate result there for Kevin Kiermaier. He was hit by a pitch in that long inning, and that could just as easily have done some damage. So that's good news for the Rays. Might require another day off tomorrow, though. Reddick, little flare in the left field. Arozarena coming on, can't make the play. Reddick will stop at first, and a flare falls. Arozarena got a late break on that one. Josh Reddick comes up with another hit off the bench for the Astros.
Well, we've seen the Rays make almost every play this series. He said it be got a little bit of a late jump, and it cost him on that one.
I think Reddick, he thought it was going to be an out when it left the bat. He was frustrated. Didn't really book it out of the box. Might have had a chance to go to second, but down 3. A conservative approach. Arozarena checking his alignment card with Martin Maldonado coming up. Maldonado's first at bat. And Curtis gets ahead of him.
Brian, you talked about Curtis having a rough game 1 against the Yankees. Threw 18 pitches in game 1 here against Houston. Been really watching that because of no days off for the bullpen usage.
Not an overpowering guy, but does have that. The equalizer, that sharp slider. He's been an opener at times this year as well. Was released by the Phillies last year. As you see, Ryan Thompson.
Every day, Ryan Thompson.
That's right. And he's been used as an opener as well. But Kevin Cash wanting to fill up the back end of his bullpen. Yarbrough gave him 5+. And a chance to win. Maldonado has some pop in his bat. But if you're the Rays, you're thinking about a double play ball right here.
Yeah, Maldonado, good day yesterday. 2 for 3 with a double and a walk. A double down the left field line.
One and 2 the count, and a check on Reddick. Curtis, another one of those reclamation projects. I mentioned he was released last year with the Phillies, coming back from an injury, had an ERA near 11, was pitching in AAA for them. Rays signed him in February, and he has pitched meaningful innings for them this year and in this postseason. I thought maybe the most significant move for Kevin Cash concerning Curtis was how he got him right back on the horse 2 days after he had that dreadful outing in game 1 of the DS against the Yankees, and he responded.
But also in that game 1 where he gave up 5 runs, he threw 42 pitches.
Yeah.
And Kevin Cash had to leave him out there because he couldn't exhaust his bullpen in a 5-game series with no days off. He wore it, and he ended up winning the series.
That one's in there. A called strike 3. 95-mile-an-hour gas right on the edge. Maldonado is out. 2 outs in the inning. Can't do it any better than that.
Well, as a hitter, he threw 2 sliders off that same plane, the 2 pitches before, and I think Maldonado gets caught thinking that slider's coming, and that was just 95, beat him to the spot.
Well, the Astros need one of their big players to do something big here in the next couple of innings.
George Springer, as they go back to the top of the order. All right, starts him with a slider right down the middle. Strike 1 to Springer. A long ball here. The Astros are right back in it. They're at the part of their order they want right now. Springer is 0 for 3, lined out his second time up. Springer in the air, right field, coming in Renfroe. He lays out and he makes the catch. Oh, Oh, it's a clinic for the Rays defensively. Everybody's getting into the act. Hunter Renfroe this time. A full layout, full extension. And he takes another hit away from an Astro. Inning over. Astros frustration mounting. What a play. 5-2 Tampa Bay after 7.
Hunter Renfroe robbing George Springer, guys, to end the 7th. And look, if that ball gets by him right there, not only does 1 run score, Springer's getting to 3rd, possibly coming in. What a play, layout. Kiermaier earlier, now him.
Total motion presented by Progressive. I think you're right. Maybe the discussion was that the right play? Do you lay out in a moment like that? It works. Tucker Barnhart checking in. He knows something about game-altering defense.
Yes,
a former Gold Glover.
It is cool, Tucker.
But, you know, if that gets by, and then you got Altuve coming up as potentially the tying run from the blimp. See how much ground Renfroe covered. And, man, what a play. Wow. What a catch. And that is just one in a list of defensive gems.
And the frustration, of course, gets old if you're the offensive side. And most teams have a game-saving play. The Rays have it every inning.
Yeah, look, it's BA. To answer your question, it's probably not the smartest play, but right now, everything they're going after. I mean, look, give Hunter Renfroe credit. He took a great route, got a good jump on that because right away the ball was tailing and diving. They're making all the plays. Kiermaier earlier in the game, saving 2 runs.
Joey Wendell's been fabulous at 3rd base. He's had a couple of great picks. Margot with his catch in foul territory. That's probably the best catch we've seen in the postseason when you consider the danger factor. Crashing over the wall. Everybody's contributing. James facing Mike Zunino. First at bat for Zunino, by the way.
When I go back, that Kiermaier catch to me, guys, was the play that changed the game.
The diving catch.
The diving catch. That ball falls.
That's
it's 3-0. And then let's be honest, Urquidy probably stays in that game at that point as he was cruising. And that big inning probably doesn't happen.
Kiermaier laying out to rob Correa of extra bases in the 3rd inning with 2 on and 2 out at that time. A swing and a miss. Zunino strikes out. Out number 1 here in the 8th. This is what you're talking about. This was StatCast powered by Google Cloud off Correa's bat.
And that ball's tailing. It's going down. And like you said, to keep your eye on it, knowing what you have to do.
Catch probability 20%.
And maybe even squeeze a little more out of that considering it's the ALCS.
Yeah. Right? And a big moment. All of those things factor.
Here is Adames. Big Josh James with 3 strikeouts thus far. He's retired all 4 batters he's faced. Adames was hit by a pitch for an RBI in the 5-run 6th. Clipped him right across the pinky. Kiermaier was also hit, the man in front of him, and went back to the clubhouse, did get an X-ray and came back negative. Good news for the Rays. (5-2) Tampa Bay. Was 1-0 going into the 6th inning. Rays scored 5. Astros got one on a Brantley homer in the bottom of the 6th. Altuve was the next hitter. If Renfroe doesn't make that diving play, and you know he is desperate for a chance at redemption. In the air, center field. That's going to hang up there for Springer. And there is out number 2. 5 in a row retired by James. Hey, MLB celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month by recognizing the contributions made to our game by the Latino baseball community, past and present. You can follow Los Mayores at MLB and visit losmayores.com for full coverage. 2 outs, and here is Renfroe. And a 2 RBI double in that 6th inning. A little flare that finds the turf in fair territory. Renfroe was traded from the Padres to the Rays in the Tommy Pham deal, and with Hunter at the plate, I want to send a shout out from all of us at TBS to Tommy Pham. He was stabbed over the weekend here in San Diego, and he's in the hospital. He's recovering, expecting a full recovery. But Tommy, we're thinking about you. Very scary situation there, and just know you're on our mind. Tommy Pham. 3 up, 3 down inning for James. 5-2 Rays. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Coverage by Goodyear, whether it's the 7th inning stretch or a long stretch of road, movement takes us further. Goodyear, more driven. 5-2, the Rays lead the Astros. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Astros down to their last 6 outs and in danger of going down 3-0 in this best of 7 ALCS. Jose Altuve will lead off. John Curtis remains on the mound. Had a scoreless 7th inning. And Frenchie, if you're putting your manager's hat on and you're Kevin Cash, what's the path to the finish line, you think?
You see Ryan Thompson down in the bullpen, and I look in the lineup. Carlos Correa is 4th up, couple guys on with him. You might see that sidearm come in, try to get a ground ball double play.
They do have Diego Castillo available tonight. I'm sure that would be the 9th inning option if they get to that point.
And the Astros, today the Dodgers gave the Braves quite a finish, right? The Astros need to give a finish to this game.
Right down the heart with a fastball. 1-2 the count on Altuve. Curtis deals and able to hold it. 2-2 the count. Just wonder what's going through Altuve's mind here. He's been a superb defender. He's been a Gold Glover, but he cannot throw the ball accurately in this series, and it's cost him 3 errors. And another error that opened the floodgates for the Rays. That's a base hit just inside the bag. Altuve sneaks one into right field, a base hit. Good start for the Astros. Lead man on here in the 8th inning.
Now, if there's one thing I know about Altuve, I'll tell you this. He might be struggling, but he is going to fight, put up ABs, and here you see it.
Perfect fastball on the corner, fights it off and hits it down the line.
That's one of those, I didn't mean to do it, but thank you.
And Kevin Cash on his way out. Pitching change coming for the Tampa Bay Rays. Tapping into their terrific bullpen again. It's going to be the sidewinder Ryan Thompson, the former Astro. He'll enter once again. Punch Fridays at midnight on TBS. New pitcher in the game for the Tampa Bay Rays, Ryan Thompson. He has been excellent in this postseason. He's been an opener in this postseason. Now he gets the ball in a high leverage late game situation with his club up 3.
Think about the different arms that the Houston Astros have had to hit off tonight. Yarbrough with that cutter and changeup, Fairbanks with that 100-mile-an-hour fastball and slider, Curtis with that hard slider. He throws 95 too. And now they're going to face Thompson, the underarm slinger for the Tampa Bay Rays. Brantley and Bregman have never seen Thompson.
And Correa's only seen him once, and coming down from that angle, ground ball type guy, and really from that angle it's tough to do damage. You limit damage, so the Astros probably going to have to string together 3 or 4 hits.
I think I said underarm. I think that would be more underhand. It's difficult to throw with your underarm.
All right, so Thompson will face Michael Brantley. Astros are a base runner away from bringing the tying run to the plate, and they are right where they want to be in the batting order. Brantley homered his last time up. Thompson gave up 4 home runs in the regular season. He's given up 1 long ball here in the postseason.
Don't think Altuve is running here, down 3.
There's a strike to Bradley. It's a pretty big hole over there too. They probably would like to keep, with Diaz holding Altuve on. A 5-run inning for the Rays, and they lead at 5-2. Astros led 1-0 after Altuve's first inning homer. 2 solo home runs tonight. Bradley popped his 3rd postseason home run in the 6th, and it goes the other way. A base hit. Michael Bradley, a sharp single to left field, and the Astros will bring the tying run to the plate. 2 on with nobody out in the 8th.
That's what makes him so dynamic. You saw earlier, opposite field home run. Here takes a 2-seamer off the plate and knows I just need to get on base. My run is just 1 more to get us to tie. Smokes it.
The repertoire of Thompson is going to lend itself to rolling over that ball that's down in the strike zone. He went with it.
Beautiful piece of hitting. Michael Bradley and Kyle Snyder, the pitching coach, on his way out. Dangerous bat coming up. Alex Bregman, who has been blistering the ball into outs all over the place in this series. You see Aaron Loup, the lefty, getting ready. Remember the 3-batter rule in play this year and in this postseason. Any reliever who comes in has to face a minimum of 3 batters or finish an inning.
Now remember, Thompson's never faced Bregman. Bregman knows that, but Kyle Snyder going out there to talk to Thompson about the game plan against Bregman.
He'll have at least Bregman and Correa.
That's what I would imagine. Luke's getting ready for Tucker.
Hitting with runners in scoring position. Astros just 167. They've had a ton of hits, ton of runners on base. And as we've chronicled, a lot of line drive outs and hard hit balls. And nobody's hit the ball harder than Bregman. Just feels like at some point a flare is going to fall for Houston. Will it be this year or next is the bigger question. Bregman 2 for 11 in the series. Still looking for his first RBI. 1 swing of the bat could tie this one up.
Two hits the opposite way this inning for the Houston Astros.
Rays are set up to turn a double play if Bregman puts one on the ground. That left side of the infield has gobbled up everything hit their way. Bregman, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Really off Thompson, he's another guy that's good for Bregman to shoot the ball to right field. We saw him do it the other day for a base hit. It doesn't mean you can't pull Thompson for some damage, but if you do, that ball has to be up.
You can even see the way he fouled that ball. He topped it.
Yep.
That area in front of home plate is wet and a soft area. You see a lot of batted balls in there just go to die. Sinker baller's dream if you're Thompson. 2 balls and a strike. Thompson looking at the mound right there where he lands.
Remember, it had to be repaired earlier for Urquidy. Urquidy.
Two balls and a strike. Bregman able to lay off. Everything is down. And Bregman not biting. 3-1 now.
Remember Thompson, when he was the opener for that game against the Yankees, he suffered with his control as that opener.
That was game 4 against New York. Yankees won that one, forcing a game 5. Here he comes, 3-1, and a swing and a foul tip.
Well, Bregman had one thing on his mind on that swing. He was trying to tie this bad boy up.
Full count.
Again, though, he hit the top of the ball.
Yeah, just barely nicked it. And a foul ball keeps him alive. 3-2 the count. Altuve the runner at second. Brantley at first. Back-to-back singles here in the 8th. And another swing and a foul. No put away, but Bregman still hanging in there, but still on top of it. Kiermaier, after x-rays that came up negative on that wrist, is back. Made 2 tremendous catches here tonight. See what Thompson has in mind. He's got a good breaking ball too. 3-2 pitch. He goes with it and strikes out Bregman. The wiffle ball for the K. 1 away here in the 8th inning.
Well, it takes a lot of guts to throw that pitch and a 3-2 count. And he got there by first starting him off of the ball down, then a strike that was topped, then a ball out of the strike zone. Nice take by Bregman there. Then he fouls a pitch back, fouls 2 balls, and then has the guts to throw the frisbee slider.
And that's what's so hard as a hitter, guys. You see 7 two-seamers in a row, and you get that. Almost impossible to lay off.
Reaction from Kiermaier on that Tampa Bay bench. That is a money pitch in the clutch for Thompson to get the first out. Now Correa. Tying run still at the plate. Correa and able to check his swing. Correa's been a premium run producer in the postseason. 46 career postseason RBIs. 9th most in history. He's 2 behind Reggie Jackson. Chipper Jones is next on the list. He's just 1 behind Chipper Jones all time for 8th place. A big swing and a miss.
Shows me for that swing, guys. They're trying to cheat for that two-seamer right there.
He made up his mind, didn't he?
Yeah, he's hoping that ball's inner half. And ends up swinging at a ball way off the plate.
Roddy, that was his nemesis pitch in that opener game against the Yankees. He could not throw a fastball on the outside corner in that game.
Fastball after fastball was off the plate away to the right-handed hitters.
The 1-1 and a spinner, a beauty, just buckled him. 1-2 the count now on Correa.
Starts right at him and just hovers in the strike zone.
Now what does he go with? And a veteran catcher back there in Zunino walking him through it. 1-2 pitch and a swing and a foul. Correa just got a piece. These are 2 guys opposite ends of the Astros spectrum as far as prospects go. Correa, first pick for the Astros. Thompson was kind of left from behind. He had Tommy John surgery and was not protected in the minor leagues, was essentially let go, ended up working out a deal where he was drafted in the minor league Rule 5 draft or minor league draft. Ray stole him from the Astros. 1-2 pitch. Ooh, he just missed with it.
I mean, if you're a hitter here, French, you got to be in between. Have no idea what you're going to get.
You do, and with that being said, you've got to sell out to right field here. Hope to shoot the fastball. If he throws you the off speed, you're probably going to be out front. Hope you're enough where you can clip it to left field somewhere.
All 3 outfielders with good arms. Best arm is in right with Renfroe. He deals it, and he hung in there with a breaking ball, went down to a knee.
He did more than hang in there. He had a shot at lifting that out of here. Oh, that was a Ruthian cut by Correa.
You can see him choked up on the bat right there. Trying to give himself the best opportunity to be as quick as he can to the ball.
Makes you feel like he's seeing them both now. He's recognizing it.
Yeah, if he keeps that game plan that you just saw, you'll be able to recognize that pitch and put a good swing on it.
Tying run at the plate. Correa hanging tough here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And he deals, and a fastball. He did hit that outside corner. Correa stays alive.
So big decision here for Thompson, because he's had a better swing at the breaking ball prior than he did at the fastball there. Very late.
This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat on the way.
I think breaking ball is a good pitch to go to here, Ron, but I think it's got to be off the plate.
Yeah.
It can't be that backup one.
2-2. You got one to play with.
Altuve and Brantley ready to run. 2-2-1 out. Here it comes. Slow roller. Going to be a tough play. Wendell scoops it. No throw. And Correa with an infield hit to load the bases. The Astros finally get one to find a little hole. And this time a swinging bunt by Correa.
What a heck of an at-bat by Carlos Correa.
He made the pitch he wanted. He got the result. Unfortunately for him, you can see it's a slider off the plate on the chalk. And as you said, BA, kind of their first break with that of the series.
8-pitch battle. Infield hit. And the bases are loaded. And the end of the line here for Ryan Thompson.
It was interesting. Wendell didn't go right for the ball. He went to third base first before he went and caught that top grounder.
Thompson is out. Here comes the left-hander, Aaron Loup. We'll set him up when we continue in Game 3. Two outs in the, beg your pardon, one out in the inning with the bases loaded, and Loup will get the left-handed hitting Kyle Tucker.
It's amazing how some teams match up with certain bullpen guys. Could not find a place to pitch Aaron Loup against the Yankees in the division series. He's pitched in all 3 games here.
And guys, you see that 2 for 2 this series. Both times Tucker has shot him through that hole at shortstop where they're playing the shift.
And now they soften that shift. They move Wendell more in that hole, and Adames is back in his normal spot. Tucker had never faced Aaron Loup until this postseason. He's seen him twice. He's delivered 2 hits. What a spot. Tying run is on. Tucker the go-ahead run at the plate. Loup deals, and Tucker takes a ball. Almost a carbon copy here, Frenchie. This was Game 1.
This was the one he hit too hard that couldn't score Michael Brantley down 2-1. And then yesterday, same result.
2 for 2 in his first 2 plate appearances. And now Loup falling behind. 2 balls, no strikes.
Good numbers for Kyle Tucker with the bases loaded.
Altuve, Brantley, Correa. Tucker is 0 for 2 with a walk and a line out in the 4th. And Tucker, he's trying to shoot one that way. He fouls it away. 2 balls and a strike now. Loup has a good fastball, 95 miles an hour. You see the outfield arms. Renfroe's got a cannon in right field. Margot throws it well, as does Arozarena. But Kiermaier had to leave this game after being hit by that pitch. That lessens the Rays outfield. Their Gold Glover is gone. Here's a 2-1. In the air, right field, coming on Renfroe, and he lays out, and he's got another one. No runners tagged. Everybody back to their bags, and Renfroe another brilliant catch. Kyle Tucker flies out for the 2nd out of the inning. Man, the risk reward on a play like that twice now for Renfroe, Frenchie.
And this was the jump. He got a beautiful jump on this. Saw it that he got jammed and didn't hit it. Oh, it makes a nice dive in front of him like that to know he's got the ball. See the concentration.
After he makes the catch, eyes up. And that ball's too shallow with the arm of Renfroe. Altuve decided to play it halfway. You're 3 runs down.
Can't afford that one. No. You're right. Renfroe throws it well. Would have been no chance. Another brilliant play by a Tampa Bay Ray outfielder. Renfroe has turned in 2 tonight.
And now you got Yoli Gurriel, the guy who has struggled the most in this Astros lineup with the bases loaded. with 2 outs.
He's been a monster in his career with bases loaded. And Loup deals him a strike. This is where that 3-batter rule just comes into play in such a big way. Normally Loup would be out of the game. You face the lefty, you're coming out. But Loup stays to face the right-handed batting Gurriel.
And the matchup should be good for Gurriel.
The 1-1. Gurriel on the ground. Adames, big hop, fires it across in time. Loup and the Rays get out of it. The Astros strand, the bases loaded, and it's another terrific play by an outfielder. Renfroe again gets to the ground, makes the catch for out number 2. Kiermaier loving every minute of it. 5-2 Rays. Yeah, how about that old Ralph Kiner line right there? That's true. The rest is covered by the Rays defense. Good one, Devin.
The Ralph Kiner line was 2/3 of the earth is covered in water. The other 1/3 is covered by Gary Maddox.
That's a good point. And Mark Grant used to say that about Manuel Margot here in San Diego as well. Boy, the defense just phenomenal. Joey Wendell's turned in a number of gems, but the outfielders coming up big here. Adames gets the final out there. The Astros strand, the bases loaded. 2 great plays by Kiermaier, 2 diving catches by Renfroe. Austin Meadows at the plate.
Kiermaier having to leave the game with that bad wrist puts Renfroe in right field. He makes 2 great plays.
Absolutely.
This full depth of this roster for the Rays. As you see, Blake Taylor's in. He pitched in game 1 through 13 pitches. Got an out.
Every button Kevin Cash has pushed has worked. There's a swing and a miss. Blake Taylor strikes out his first batter faced here in this 9th inning.
Well, look, I think Kevin Cash, what he does so well, as you see here, gets him with a good slider down in the zone. What he does so well, guys, is everybody plays and everybody's involved, so it's easy to buy into the system. When you only have 10 guys or you only have 5 pitchers that you use, it's tough to keep your bench up, keep them going. Like tonight, Renfroe all of a sudden comes in the game. Huge game.
That's after striking out 4 times in his only start.
Here's Randy Arozarena.
Although he was mic'd up that night and called every play before it happened.
That's true. That's true. Think about this, though. You know, speaking of Kevin Cash and just kind of the way he's been willing to use his bullpen. So, and I think of 2 guys. John Curtis is number 1. We chronicled that. But Aaron Loup didn't pitch for 11 days. Yeah. Didn't pitch at all in the division series against the Yankees. And he was shaky his first time out. Cash said he was just too strong. But what does he do? He rolled him right back out there day 2, knowing he's got to have him against the Astros with these left-handed hitters. So, yes, in hindsight, well, it makes sense that he would put him back on the horse. But, man, when you're in the middle of these games, those were risky decisions for a guy who hadn't pitched much. But it's paid off for him.
They have the channels where they want to use certain pitchers, and they're not going to deviate from that.
Right. Discipline.
And I think the versatility of that bullpen, as well as the talent out there, the versatility lends itself to every team is going to have a lot of different looks late in the game.
Then we get a different one with Diego Castillo ready to pitch the 9th. Currently a save situation.
Go back to game 5 of the ALDS when he bought Nick Anderson in the 3rd inning. He's a closer on 26 out of 30 teams.
That's right.
He's buying into what they're doing.
Broken bat, little flare. Arozarena is going to find some space in right field.
That's rubbing salt in the wound right there.
3rd hit of the game for Arozarena, his 4th time on base. And he is well down the list of stories in this game. First rookie with 4 3-hit games in a postseason. Had back-to-back 3-hit games earlier in this postseason. It's been an incredible ride for Arozarena. Now it's Brandon Lau. Lau's 0 for 4. But it was his batted ball that turned this game over. Hit a ground ball to second with 1 out, a runner at first. Altuve committed the error. He was trying to make the throw to second base, and it was all routine until he threw it in the dirt. And then it was 2 on and nobody out, and 5 runs later, the Rays not only had the lead but batted around. They brought 11 batters to the plate in that inning. Taylor with a big fastball gets a swing and a miss from Lau.
Worked 3 times in the ALDS series against the A's, and now a couple of times here in the League Championship Series.
And you watch Lau, you can tell he's late on the fastball, early on the off speed. He's just in that in-between spot right now. As a hitter, that's a tough place to be.
1 ball, 1 strike. Speedy Arozarena at first. And a strike. 1 and 2 now.
Another big arm in this Houston bullpen, but all of these arms inexperienced but talented.
Yep. Their minor league system producing. They lost a ton of innings. T-Mobile base cam as Arozarena takes a sizable lead. Yeah, maybe too much.
You know, the Astros did with their bullpen what a lot of teams did because there were no minor league seasons. You see the slide back by Arozarena by the base cam. They brought guys that had predominantly been starters in the minor leagues and put them in the bullpen.
No minor league season meant every team had an ATS, they called it, alternate training site, and they would play games. They would play inter-squad games, simulated games, controlled environment. Not an easy setting to be in, to prepare to be thrown into the fire, and a lot of these guys have been thrown in and they've excelled.
And they'll be better for it.
It was one of the real sad results of this pandemic was the minor league baseball schedule all across this country, and minor league teams up and down each organization, sometimes 7, 8 minor league teams all the way down into the Dominican Republic as well. It just didn't happen this year. A lot of fans missed out on baseball with their local teams. Lau just flips one into left field, got some carry to it. Bradley will make the play for the out. Arozarena will retreat. Out number 2 here in this 9th inning.
Flipped that ball a lot farther than I thought it was going to go. Took Brantley all the way back to by the warning track.
2 men are out. Lau 0 for 5 tonight. Here's Yandy Diaz. The Rays are set up with Diego Castillo ready to enter the 9th inning to try to give him a 3-0 series lead.
Of all the hitters in the Tampa Bay lineup, we know Arozarena has been the big hitter. Diaz, to me, looks like he's turning the corner.
See Jose Alvarado loosening as well. He's been hurt.
Diaz was a big part of this offense in the early part of the year for Tampa Bay until he got hurt.
His last 2 at-bats, to your point, he just looks more comfortable. He's seen a lot of pitches when he came back.
I think that's the key. Even when he wasn't getting his hits, he had what, 8, 9 walks, BA, something like that, where he was really getting on a couple walks a game.
And it seemed like every at-bat at deep counts. A lot of pitches seen. Back up the middle, right to Altuve, who will flip it to Correa to end the inning. Stage is set. 5-2 Tampa Bay. Save situation. Diego Castillo back on the mound to try to nail down the third win for the Rays. 2000 Championship Series on TBS is presented by Geico. Mike Brasso, the Division Series hero, enters the game at first base. Diaz is out, and on the mound, Ronnie, is Diego Castillo. They're starting to call him San Diego Castillo. He's felt right at home in this ballpark in this city.
Very good. Pitched in game 1 through 17 pitches, got 5 outs for the save. That came off getting the win in game 5 against the Yankees in the ALDS, and here to try to get the save in game 3.
6-out win against New York, that 5-out save. He's pitched throughout the game, but he's been the finisher in the last 2 opportunities, and now make it a third as he'll try to nail this one down and give the Rays a 3-0 series lead. Josh Reddick leads off, and a 98-mile-an-hour bullet in there for strike 1. 4 for 22 the Astros with runners in scoring position. They've stranded 29. And after a monster division series against the Oakland Athletics, they have found it tough to deliver the big runs against the Tampa Bay Rays. Reddick down 0-2.
And Brian, after Loop came in now, the bullpen of the Rays has inherited 20 runners. None have scored.
Wow. They led baseball in inherited runners stranded this year as a bullpen staff. That's remarkable. 0-2 to Reddick, and down he goes. Castillo with a strikeout to start the 9th inning. 1 away. Astros down to their last 2 outs here in game 3. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, celebrating the endless pursuit of forward momentum. Goodyear, more driven. We'll have a pinch hitter here for the Astros, Abraham Toro. It'll be his first career postseason at bat. He'll hit for Maldonado. Astros do have a third catcher if this game is extended. Shift is on for Toro. Talk about tough duty. Hasn't faced live pitching in about 2+ weeks now, and he's got to face Diego Castillo, who's got it going better than anybody.
He just took a tough first pitch, so you know, I don't know if he was on auto take there or not, but that's a pretty good take.
You don't know what auto take is, Frenchie.
No, only called from the bench. 2-0. Astros had the bases loaded last inning with 1 out. Renfroe made a forward sliding catch, and then Gurriel bounced out to end the threat. Aaron Luke getting through that mess. Renfroe has had 2 gems in this game. He's driven into at the plate. Probably saved 3 or 4 more. Let it fly on a 2-0 pitch. 2 balls and a strike. The Rays are lined up with their big power right-hander, Tyler Glasnow. He'll get the ball for game 4. Zach Greinke scheduled to pitch for Dusty Baker. (2-1). 2-2 now.
When we talk about the long ball season, and during this postseason, teams 24-1 when they out-homer. Tonight, though, Houston with 2 homers, Tampa with none. Just manufactured a bunch of runs in that 6th inning.
Well, it was just a sloppy inning for the Houston Astros with the error, 2 hit by pitch, walk.
A mess.
A mess.
Castillo's got the one he wants. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Toro. And now it goes to 3-2. The Rays have been relying upon the home run ball more than any. 79% of their runs scored prior to this one, courtesy of the home run ball. But tonight, some key hits. Joey Wendell had an 0-2 2 RBI single that gave him the lead. And Renfroe's big 2 RBI double in that 6th inning. Significant well as add-ons. Popped and fouled. Toro's giving him a battle up there. Count remains 3-2.
It's a heck of an at-bat, BA. Seen 6 pitches now. Took some good cuts. Just fouled off a tough slider.
Castillo has like a checklist he goes through before he's going to deliver that ball.
Another 3-2. Ooh, hit it sharply, did Toro. Foul ball. Toro's a Canadian. Quebec City.
You don't think that guy right there would like a chance to get up in a minute?
And he might have a chance too. I mean, there's a path to Altuve in a big spot. Still 3 batters away. You know the Rays would rather not see him. 1 out. 3-2 pitch. And he lost him. Toro draws the walk. Man, that's something special right there. First career postseason at bat against Diego Castillo, and he is aboard. And a little glimmer of hope for the Houston Astros. Back to the top of the order now. 8-pitch at bat for Toro. First blemish for Castillo. And now he'll deal with Springer. Rays are 2 outs away from a 3-0 series lead. Not over yet though. Springer takes a ball.
Still battling.
Well, they're in the part of their lineup now where they want to be. Springer just 2 for 14 in the series. He's 0 for 4 tonight, but he's lined out twice. Meeting at the mound. Mike Zunino, Willie Adames, and now the pitching coach Kyle Snyder on his way as well.
Well, listen, it's hard to see Dusty Baker. It's hard to question Castillo. He's been almost perfect in this postseason, but the 3-2 pitch to Toro, the breaking ball, has to be a fastball. He's been watching how this defense has played for Tampa Bay. Let him put it in play.
And not only that, Ron, knowing what's coming behind.
What's coming
top
behind.
of the lineup.
And Toro hasn't played.
Yeah,
so.
If the guy gets a single off you, tip your hat.
Yep.
That's the history the Astros are staring at, barring a comeback here tonight. 0-4 Red Sox. The only to come back. One away, 2-0 the count. Tying run on deck. And it's 3 balls and no strikes. A moment is brewing here. Altuve, you know, he cannot wait to get a chance at the plate. Three 3-0, and he missed. Walked him on 4 straight, and Altuve will get his shot at the plate as the tying run. 2 on, 1 out. And here comes Altuve, and whatever he's lacking in confidence in the field, that is not the case when he is at the plate. First inning with 1 out, turned on 1 from Ryan Yarbrough put the Astros on the board first. His second first-inning home run of this series. Altuve's got 4 homers in the postseason, and now he's got his chance.
I said it last night with Nick Anderson on the mound. If you're going to go deep into the postseason, you got to beat the opposition's closer. Tampa Bay Rays, they just happen to have 3 or 4 closers.
Castillo now in trouble. And Altuve swinging a foul. He was on that first pitch. Similar to Bregman yesterday after some command issues from Anderson. Bregman swung at the first pitch. He hit it hard. He flew out to end the game, but he was on it. These big league hitters, they know they don't get many opportunities with strikes to handle. They know their strike zone.
And these are your guys. You got to trust them in that situation to know that they're going to pick out a pitch they can drive. As you said, Bregman, 8 balls in a row, got a good pitch and drove it. Same thing with Altuve here.
0 for 7 career against Castillo. Coming right down to the end again. Astros again have the tying run at the plate in the 9th as Altuve takes a ball. 1-1 the count.
I think we've documented how hard luck the Astros have hit into in these first 3 games. But does it flip right here?
Altuve was the last out in game 1. Castillo struck him out with a slider. With the tying run at second base, that was a 2-1 Rays win. Astros scored a run in the 9th inning yesterday. It stranded the bases loaded on the flyout by Bregman to end the game in a 4-2 Rays win. The 1-1 and a swing and a miss. Steady diet of breaking balls from Castillo.
Castillo took a little off of that slider. Usually he's in the 90-mile-an-hour range. This one 88. Altuve up front.
$10 miles an hour off his fastball, which was what makes it so tough. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Double play ends the game. Altuve takes a ball, another slider, seeing if he'd chase. That's about the spot that he got Altuve in game 1. He chased one to end the game. Can't blame him for trying.
And that's where it's so tough, because Diego loves that off-speed pitch. He's going to throw it, the slider, more than the fastball. But guys, you still got to respect 98.
2-2 now to Altuve. And did he go? He does go. Didn't even ask for help. The home plate umpire, Jeff Nelson, rings him up for out number 2. A strikeout of Altuve.
There's no way you can call this from home plate. You've got to check with your first umpire down the first base line, and he would not have called that.
I agree, Ron.
We've seen check swings like that all night, but man, I tell you what, that is bold. Yeah, Dusty Baker just saying, ask, just ask.
That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
Why not ask for help?
I don't think the first base umpire would have called it, and I don't think he went. Wow.
Jeff Nelson taking matters into his own hands. A strikeout for the second out. And here's Michael Brantley now. Tying run still at the plate. Brantley has homered tonight. Opposite field smash in the 6th inning. Spinner in there for a strike. 6th inning. After a 5-run top of the 6th, first pitch he sees from Yarbrough goes to the opposite field into the seats. And his 3rd home run of this postseason. The 0-1 swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. Rays are a strike away from a 3-0 lead in this ALCS. Two on, two out. Castillo ready for an 0-2 pitch. In the air, left center field, playable. Margot's got it, and that's it. The ball game is over. The Tampa Bay Rays, they win it 5-2, and a 3-0 series lead in this American League Championship Series. Brilliant defense by the Rays, including two outstanding defensive gems by Renfroe. And the Rays score 5 runs in the 6th inning and hang on to win this one 5-2.
Yeah, you can't say enough about the job for Hunter Renfroe for me to go 0 for 4 game 1, 4 strikeouts, to come back, get the big hit, and the defense by the outfield tonight. We've seen the infield so good tonight. It was Renfroe and Kiermaier.
And you said it, Frenchie, the play by Kiermaier with 2 on in the 3rd inning when he dove in right center field to make that play was the big play. And then the Astros in the 6th just really gave the game to the Tampa Bay Rays.
Ryan Yarbrough the winner. Urquidy takes the loss. Castillo gets his 2nd save. And here are the plays we're talking about. Kiermaier against Bregman, a diving play there that saves certainly 1, maybe 2. Renfroe saves 2. And then Renfroe with the bases loaded, maybe the biggest play of the night, keeping the Astros at bay, and they would not score. Defense, a big story in this one. And the Tampa Bay Rays are up 3-0 in this ALCS. Let's send it down to Lauren.
Brian, thank you. Hunter, a defensive clinic. Did you think risk reward on that catch in the 8th?
Sorry?
Did you think risk reward on that catch in the 8th?
Oh, yeah. I just knew I had a good chance to catch it, and I got a good jump on it, was able to see it up far enough where I can obviously get the glove underneath it, and if I wasn't able to get there, I was going to block it up any way possible.
Did you think you were going to get up in the 6th inning? What were you trying to do?
Yeah, I was in the cage getting loose. I had my arm loose, and I kind of knew that. Kind of got hit with the arm, and I was ready to go, so it was no ambush by any means. 1
win away from World Series. You go into tomorrow, Hunter, thinking what?
I think we got a good chance. We got Glass up there. I think he's pumped for it, and I think we're going to have a good show.
Congrats.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
it.
Appreciate
Brian.
Out of Mississippi State, Hunter Renfroe, the former Padre, and he is our player of the game tonight in San Diego as a member of the Tampa Bay Rays. What a performance in this one. And the Tampa Bay Rays, guys, they keep finding a way. Yarbrough gave them 5 terrific innings, and nothing is finding the holes right now. They're making every play.
They had 3 starts that were exactly the same. With Snell and with Yarbrough today, it was just Morton yesterday. 5 innings on the ropes, it seemed, every single time, every inning, and somehow got through and minimized the runs given up, and it gave the offense a chance. But really, it was the mistakes by the Astros really tonight's game, Frenchie.
Yeah, and the Astros from an offensive standpoint, guys, another 10 left on base with 7 hits, missed chances,
right.
Scored 5 runs and left close to 30 on base.
Yeah.
That's tough to win doing that.
Well, you can bet they're going to be talking about that ring up by the home plate umpire Jeff Nelson on Jose Altuve. But it ends with the Rays up 3-0. They've won the first 3 in this series and doing it with great glove work and excellent pitching. Coming up next, it's the postseason show presented by the all-new Hyundai Elantra. For Ron Darling, Jeff Francoeur, Lauren Shahardy, and the rest of our terrific crew led by Jeff Randolph and Matt Lipp. I'm Brian Anderson saying so long from San Diego. You've been watching the 2020 ALCS presented by Geico on TBS, your exclusive home for the 2020 American League pennant.